everybody. My name is Frankie McDonald. You're listening to SimpCast with Chrissie Mayr. I'm Frankie McDonald.
Jafar aqui, chinamo kikirani, tsai shavakirani, tsai makikirani. I want my winner, I want my winner.
I want my baby back, Chili, baby back, ready.
Caller, this call is for Ayala. Hi. So.
Hey, do you remember me?
Who's this?
Nick.
No.
Last name Gers.
Nick Gers. I don't know names. I don't even remember my mom's name.
Say it again.
If you even tell me my mom, I wouldn't remember her name. Like, I'm really bad with names. How do you look?
When you say my name again, I don't even know if you heard me right.
Nick Gers.
Thank you.
Why? Why do you have to call in like that? Why do you have to call in like that? That's not a good caller. It's a horrible, horrible caller. I'm going to play you a little song. Nick Gers!
All right.
Oh, Nick.
Me Chinese, me play jokes, me put pee-pee in your coat.
What's up, Vivek?
Hey.
Whoa!
Look at this. What's up, guys?
I was craving a Slurpee.
Can I get my change back correctly?
You know, we'll
I feel like a lot of us are conservative in the way that we just want to be able to say the N-word and it not really matter.
That's all I want. Come on. Is that so much to ask? Can't I just say the N-word? Does that make me a bad person?
Come on, guys.
Violet's a huge fan of yours. She loves censored TV.
Oh, great.
I do. I love your show. Big fan.
All she wants is to be able to say the N-word, but that's the only thing that's holding her back in life.
Yeah.
Oh, it just, you go like this.
I'm taking the dog. Dumbass.
I'm taking the dog.
He's just happy to have the attention. He's just happy to have the attention.
Got tired of my scheming. It's me. Hi, I'm the baggy. It's me.
Our next guest is originally from Danville, Illinois. He enjoys cold beer and hot music. Says that he and his mom don't see eye to eye on his love life. And he claims that his job has cost him several relationships. Please welcome Robert Faggot. Fine, how are you? Faggot is rather an odd name.
Yeah, you know, it is an odd name.
Speak does not make you intelligent. Now get out of here.
No, Mrs. Stay. Mr. Kochata.
Happy World Down Syndrome Day, bitches.
Happy World Down Syndrome Day.
World Down Syndrome Day.
Happy World Down Syndrome Day. Happy World Down Syndrome Day.
Happy World Down Syndrome Day.
Happy Syndrome Day.
Sunday, Monday,
Happy Day.
Tuesday, Wednesday,
Happy Day.
Thursday, Friday,
Happy Day.
the weekend comes, my cycle hums.
Your lip. Just kind of get it in there. Fill it in a few different times just to kind of get a real deep color. And then kind of go in here at the bottom.
God. Hello, welcome to the first postpartum SimpCast. Oh my goodness. Yes, I do have pink eye again. You are correct, everyone. This is what happens when you leave your contacts in for 5 days straight while you're in the hospital. Because I was like, you know what? Seeing is more important than not seeing. And then I woke up this morning with but just one pink eye, and I'm being very, very careful not to give it to the bean. Because he's living a vaccine-free life for the time being. So we're in a little protective bubble. Hello, welcome to SimpCast. We have Keanu Thompson here, who will be manning the helm that is this ship, and Leonarda Jonie, who for some reason seemed concerned that she had too much cleavage, and I said that will never be a problem on this show. I will never
you can
off
see it.
the show. In
What's
fact,
that like to have that much cleavage? Tell me, is it one?
Have you ever gone running and just accidentally gotten knocked out by your own titty? No, that's what it's like.
Oh my God. I'm sorry to make it about me, but like I feel like I have a lot to say about the what I would
The titty department.
I love that you just gave birth and everyone's dying to hear what you have to say, and then you say, "I'm sorry to make it about me."
Well, I've
exactly.
I've already been yelled at about doing, multiple tweets. So someone, I made a joke about like, a placenta joke, but I was like, oh, it's feminism. I just pushed it out,
Yeah.
And like, oh, you're making your baby political. I was like, you're making it political. I was like, you guys are. I love how Twitter just jumps to show itself how dumb it is. That's my favorite thing about Twitter.
They do.
But
They're weird.
Small recap. I did put out a little bit of a video blog, which I was really happy that Frank did because like it's nice to look back on and be like, wow, I can't believe I was in such great spirits, like all things considered. So
I love that vlog. You really were. I was like, because I had the luxury of being in a little bit of contact with you while you were in your labor, and then when I watched that video, I'm like, wow, she seems so peaceful.
Dude, there were many unpeaceful moments, and it's so funny because I'm doing what was it, Monday? I did a podcast with Steph, the altar nerd, who's British. She's all into like British paparazzi and like the royals and like that stuff. So we're talking about Meghan Markle faking her pregnancy with a moon belly, and the whole time I'm like sitting in my chair, I'm like, I think I'm just leaking in this chair. Like I realized I had been kind of leaking also on Sunday, like because Keanu came over, we hung out, we went into the hot tub, we turned the hot tub way, 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 way down.
It was basically the coldest hot tub ever. It was like a very, very lukewarm, so no baby troubles because you were worried about it, and but we sat there relaxed. It was like 50 degrees.
It was a
warm tub,
warm tub, and then so after I do the podcast with Steph, that's like 1 to 2. And then I had a virtual breastfeeding class with the hospital that I ended up delivering at. And after that was done, it was like around 7. And then I was planning to jump on Wet Spot, my compound media show, but Gigi was hosting it. But I had every intention to jump on. And then I remember I told Frank's mom, and she was like, yeah, you should probably get that checked out. And then I told Frank after the class, I was like, yeah, I think I've just been like leaking for 2 days. And he's like, you think it's normal? I'm like, I do think it's normal. I'm like, it's not like, you know what I mean? I'm without getting too gross. I'm like, it's not like thick, gross. It's just like water. I think every time I bend down to pick something up, or it just feels like it's just water's coming out. And he's like, you should really tell someone about that.
You were literally saying it to me, and I'm such an idiot layman. I'm like, you're like, yeah, I'm just leaking. I'm like, oh, yeah, it can't be a water broken situation or anything. I'm like, whatever.
The boy run media, as Keanu likes to call it, would like us to believe that the water breaking event is, I thought it was going to be a big splash. I thought I was going to ruin a pair of shoes. I thought it was going to be like so obvious that this was happening. I thought it was going to be like fire hose.
Like some sort of like waterfall coming out and ruining your shoes. They're like, it's time. And then you grab your go bag and then you go. That's what the boy run media would like you to think. But no.
Right. No, it was a steady leak. And then, So I called the doctor at it's obviously off hours, so it's whoever picks up. And I was like, I'm leaking. I'm sorry to bother you, but I'm leaking. And I
Sorry to bother you. What a typical woman thing. Sorry to bother you. I'm gonna give birth.
Yes,
Sorry to bother you.
But there's water coming out of me. What could this mean? Yeah.
And I'm explaining to whoever's on call, doctor, person, nurse, who knows, midwife, sociologist, who knows who picks up the phone. And she's like, it doesn't really sound like your water broke, but just come in and I'm sure we'll just send you back. I was like, should I bring my hospital bag? She's like, no, just come in, whatever. We'll probably send you home. So I get there. I admit myself to the front desk. The guy, I'm like, hey, what's up? Where's labor and delivery? The guy's like, are you in labor? I'm like, no. He's like, it doesn't seem like you're in labor. I'm like, no, I'm definitely not in labor. I'm like, I'm chill. I'm chill as fuck right now. I'm like, is this your snack bar? Like, it's cool. What's up? He's like, all right, 3rd floor. So they get me into a robe and they test me. They're like, girl, your water broke at some point.
That's what they said. Girl, your water broke.
Girl. And I was like,
girl, your water's been broken.
They're like, it's not only
Girl,
broken, but
this baby about to be here.
Girl, you having contractions. What's wrong with you that you can't feel that shit already? What?
I went to brunch with my friends today and I said, she's German. She has a high tolerance for pain, I think. And I just don't think you just thought, it's nothing. So contractions.
I was
so
annoyed.
Too, right?
I was so annoyed because I didn't bring my fucking bag and I did not wear the outfit to the hospital that I had envisioned that was going to enter this new stage of my life. And I was wearing my leaked in leggings. So I show up with damp pants and
that's a metaphor.
I've been sweating in all day. Like I did not make the first appearance I wanted to make. I feel like I made a bad impression on this hospital. And and they go, girl, you're not leaving. I know I'm making this sound like more black than it was, but they're like, we're not letting you leave. We have to admit you. You're not going anywhere. And I was this feeling of like,
you're not leaving.
Girl, you staying put. This baby is coming out your pussy. Holy crap. All right. Sorry if I'm repeating myself.
Let me ask you a question. Really important question that everybody wants to know. Was the baby also black?
No, that was my biggest fear. I mean, he is half Sicilian. So technically there is a little bit of black in there in the mix.
Yeah.
But thank God nothing that we can see. So
that's untoward.
One of my absolute favorite moments from my baby shower was when people give you diapers, there's various pictures of babies on the diapers, on the diaper boxes. They're trying to market to a varied audience. And I wasn't drinking, so I know this wasn't like a thing that was funny just because I was drunk, but I got to a point because it was so many gifts, which is not something to ever complain about. But Keanu was helping me open stuff, and a few boxes of diapers in a row had a black or a brown baby on the cover or on the box. And I started joking with Keanu, ugh, take it away, out of my sight.
Out of my sight. I think it was a box. It was and it just had a little Asian baby on it or something. I'm like, look, it's the little diversity hire. You would get out of my sight.
Not that's how I feel. But because it's just a fun thing to say.
Right. Of course. We love diversity and children's modeling. Yes.
We love it so much we can't stop making fun of them. And so I'm admitted. I go, fuck. Okay, so it's a Monday night. And then Frank is staying over too. And he did not pack his daddy bag like I told him to. Because just the phrase daddy bag sounds horrifically gay. So I can understand.
A daddy bag.
A daddy bag, I feel should have leather chaps in it, whips, a ball gag,
I feel like it should have an American Express gold card, but okay, whatever.
Oh, yes. That's just called a wallet.
Yeah. Yes,
daddy bags is just his wallet, and also
Marshall's correct.
Frank
investment
does portfolio
have a giant daddy bag.
Right.
So really, all it is okay. You say shit like this. That's someone who wants to be banned is coming up in here, not up in like this. You're not coming up.
Yeah. All right. All right, Darth.
Yeah. You're looking for attention. I can tell. Well, congrats. You got it.
Yeah. Grow up.
Please. Yeah, Frank was never going to pack a daddy bag, and I knew, I accepted that. because you watch, and here's the thing about, you watch all these videos like on YouTube preparing yourself for like getting ready to go to the hospital, getting ready to give birth, giving birth, and now we're watching all these like how to take care of a newborn videos. So many of the people who make like baby content are fucking insufferable. They're corny. They have no sense of humor. They're just like they're never anybody you'd ever want to have a beer with. Like, go tonight if you want, and like watch the type of people who make baby content online, and it's just they're all the worst people. So
well,
one
there was that
like,
woman that, remember that woman who was making like a parent content, like mother content, and then it turned out she had chained her kids to their bed, and it was a whole scandal, dude. But
I would have liked to have seen that content. Show me, you know what I mean? Like,
no, she wasn't saying that. She was making the kind of insufferable, mom content, and then she turned out to be total fucking hypocrite.
We don't like a mom tent person.
No.
So there's this one couple. God, one of them's a pediatrician. One of them's a doctor. Oh, and now they're going through birth together. And then the men are all fags on these videos. Like they're like, here's what I packed in my daddy bag. And I was like, these are gay men, and it's really just like, you don't need a whole, it's like, get some fucking pajamas, get some snacks, get a long iPhone charger. That's really it. You don't need a fucking, you know what I mean? You don't need like, a toothbrush, of course, like regular stuff. So, oh my God. Couch potato. Congrats, Chrissy, Frank, and little Frank. This calls for a drop.
Wow.
This is like, I don't even know. How about a rate? Wow.
Chrissy, you got to show us a titty for that or something.
Dude, you do not want to see it. One of my nipples is so gnarly right now. I'm
pretty sure there's
been a horrible accident involving one of my nipples. Oops, wait, what happened? Let me plug myself back in.
She took out a nipple, maybe.
You know what it is? Just the mere mention of me showing a nipple has made my camera shut down.
Chrissy, if me and Leonarda start going like, wah, will you start leaking?
I think so. I think that is part of the deal.
Isn't the human body weird? Leonarda, that's the weirdest thing I've ever heard about it. It's like your boobs will go like start just producing milk if a baby is crying. It doesn't even have to be your baby.
That's crazy, dude.
That's the weirdest thing.
It could just be anyone complaining about anything. And me just crying. Someone complaining about.
That's the thing. It's like, no matter how much of a boss bitch you are, it's always the fact that your titties can produce milk trumps everything. It's like you literally are sustaining a life. I don't care. Oh, you're the CEO of a real estate company? I made life, bitch.
Yeah. Exactly.
That is how I feel. And like, if anyone remembers my story from the movie theater where this woman tried to act like she tried to use her pregnant supremacy over me to switch my seat at the Alamo Draft House to be closer to the exit. And I said, "Oh, really? That's cute. How pregnant are you?" She's like, "I'm due in June." I was like, "I'm due in April." Fat ass back down. You are not changing. Right. Greatest moment of my life. I will use this and abuse this forever. So anyway, no daddy bag, not a problem. We're admitted on Monday. It's not. I mean, it's a wonderful. We gave birth at Northern Westchester. Beautiful. Like, it couldn't have been better. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the fucking Sudan. I'm not giving birth in a hut in Chad. Like, I'm very grateful to be there. But they do not think about like the dad's comfort or whoever your guest is going to be, because there's a chair that like folds out. It's not even like a pull out bed. It's a chair that just like extends, and it's the most if you're a man like over 5'8", it's the most uncomfortable thing. And
or you could look at it like you're like in first class on a flight to Singapore, and like your chair folds out into a bed.
Yeah, it's like you're on the puddle jumper flight between Hawaiian islands, and you're like, well, there's chicken feathers blowing around, but this will be over soon. And so I'm like, oh, Frank is immediately so uncomfortable. But then you're just kind of like, all right, this is chill. Like I was so relaxed. And then We go to bed, we wake up Tuesday. They start me on a couple of very small pills called Cytotec. Let me go to my birth journey vlog. Oh, see, now look, I'm becoming insufferable. Okay.
You're not insufferable. You had a great birth vlog. It was very tasteful and you seemed relaxed. So
Cytotec. Yeah. CYTOTEC is what I started at night. And that's the thing is they're like, we're not going anywhere because like your water's broken. And here's the deal. Like your baby is protected in this amniotic sac its whole life. But once your water breaks, it's like all bets are, it's like you've left the front door is now open. Okay.
Yeah.
Stray cats can walk in, homeless men can walk in. People can throw garbage in. That's what your vagina becomes.
So like for the layman, I suppose Chrissy and we learned this when you were newly pregnant. I get the amniotic sac is all your periods all zhuzhed up to protect the baby.
Yeah,
we are such idiots.
The reason why you stop getting your period while you're pregnant is because your periods all like bond together to create an apartment for the baby to live in. They all like join forces like the Care Bears.
Right. Or exactly. I remember asking Chrissy, I'm like, do you get your period while you're pregnant? And she was very newly pregnant, maybe like a week pregnant or something. And I was like, well, she was like, you know what? I don't know. Then we learned your periods all zhuzh up together and that protects the baby. Then when your water's broken, then there's something
it's like
get up in there and
becomes an open flapping screen door in the South, like a rusty open door. So they're like, now that protective sac is fucked, so we can't have you just walking around doing podcasts anymore. You have to stay here.
Right.
And then we also have to induce you now, which I was like, fuck, I did not want to be induced.
Right.
I wanted to be like,
they had to induce you because it didn't break all the way or something, or
it did break all the way. They have to induce you because they're like, it's basically they're waiting to say we have to get this birth going. You can't just be like lollygagging around.
Right.
Oh shit. Okay.
The longer that you go around with your water broken, the more you could get infected. Like the more like chances are higher that you can get some kind of infection. And
they didn't even want to really check you too much, right? Because
and I was like, check me, get in there. Check me. Stick your hands in.
And like, I just smoked a cigarette. I can't.
Yeah. And guess where I put it out? So they're like, we got to induce you. And I was like, fuck. All right. So much for my magical birth plan. So like overnight they start me on this Cytotec, which is supposed to soften your cervix. And it's also the same reason why I was like, eating these funky like dates and drinking this like red raspberry leaf tea in like the last trimester, because you're trying to soften it up down there. So you're not, you know what I mean? So that the baby doesn't come bursting through your shit like the Kool-Aid man, like
I'm here.
We're trying to do like as minimal damage as possible. It's like, okay, so then you got to take these little pills to like keep the softening going, because then they checked me. I was 0% dilated. I was not dilated at all, which means nothing is open. And but it was like soft down there. So it's like, all right, it's a start. And then so we sleep, we wake up, we order breakfast, and we ate. And then I felt some contractions, but it just feels like whatever, period cramps. It's nothing crazy. And the whole time I'm like, I wonder how, like an anxious first day of school kid, how bad is the pain gonna get? I don't know why I had this again. It's German.
Because they tell us.
Because
they tell us
it
is. Well, they tell us it's going to be awful.
Yeah, and you have just nothing to compare it to. So then at 2:30 on Tuesday, I'm kind of like walking around. I'm feeling good. I'm hooked up also to a fluid IV. So this is the first time I've ever had this, but they've put an IV like in your hand, which I hate. Like I'm always used to when they take blood, they take it from here or whatever. They stick an IV in your fucking hand, and then
so uncomfortable.
A regular IV, just a fluid drip, because just to keep me from getting dehydrated. So I'm walking around at 2:30, and then I feel like a huge rush of what feels like peeing yourself, which I would have thought would be like, here's the
Here
water
it is.
breaking
Here's
thing.
the big moment where
Yeah,
I ruined my shoes.
You just can't stop it, and I'm walking around just like splashing around my room. And Frank wasn't here because he went to go back home to like shower and get his shit together, pack his daddy bag.
He packed his daddy bag.
Frank's mom is chilling with me, and I just get up and it's like splash, and I was like, oh no. I was like, we need a mop aisle 9. And then I'm like, the contractions get a little stronger. It just feels like really cramps, and the whole time.
Right.
So then they start me on something called Pitocin, which they say they're like, oh, it's just gonna organize your contractions, like they're fucking papers in a file. Oh,
what? No bedside manner. What, like, and you're too embarrassed to ask, but like, what the fuck does that mean? Organize.
It makes them stronger and more regular. It's basically like it's whatever it is, hormones or medically, pharmaceutically induced stronger hormones, right? So my whole thing was like, I don't want an epidural. Let me see if I can do it without an epidural.
Your contractions joined a union and they organized.
Yes. Oh my God, exactly. It's like your regular contractions, but they're in Antifa. They hate their dad.
There's power in numbers. They organize. And then they're
insufferable. Yes. They've become stronger, louder, more annoying. It's more like takes over everything.
We will let this baby out. And put you in
it was
pain.
like a BLM rally happening in my fucking.
I'm totally fascinated here, and I'm like, I want to hear more. So I'm like,
this is fascinating. I feel like I feel like I have a new purpose in my life. Not that like I'm gonna be one of these insufferable mom blogger types, but I do feel really compelled to like share knowledge with people, because I don't think there's not enough people like keeping it real out there. So I think I'm going to start talking about this shit more. Anyway, so they get you out. So I'm on this fluid bag and this Pitocin bag. And then it's going in you steadily. And I'm like, okay, no big deal. So then your contractions start getting stronger, which feels just basically like uncontrollable, intense cramping. But instead of just like right here, it wraps around your whole body, your whole back, your whole, like, it just takes over. And so the organized contractions start happening thanks to the Pitocin. So I thought, all right, I'll just deal with this, and then who knows how long it will be, and then I'll have the baby, I guess. For 4 hours, I dealt with these, like pain at an 11, fucking 11. Damn. And I have this cute little contraction app on my, like, push a button every time you feel a contraction, and then
you're like, here's my app. Fuck this.
Like, I push it, it plays like soothing music. You're like, oh God. And you push it and it goes off. You're like, it's doing, I don't know what it's doing. It kept track of them.
Nothing.
But it actually is nice, because now I look back at this app, and because of this thing, I was getting them every minute and 40, basically every 2 minutes and 40 seconds to 1 minute and 40 seconds.
But now, is that because of the medication that they were coming on so strong? Like, if you weren't on the medication, would they have been that strong?
I don't know what they would have been like without the medication, but I know that this drug Pitocin makes them stronger. So think about it. Every 2.5 minutes, you have for 30 to 40 seconds, the most intense, like pain at an 11.
And now they had to give that to you so that you would go into labor, or so that would help get the baby going?
Yeah, they have to give you, because at that point they're basically like, we have to force you to have strong contractions, because you have this flapping screen door that is now your snatch, and that because your sac is out there, and your water is spewing out, and it's not like you're gonna run out of water and the baby's gonna come out dry. Like, you're constantly making new fluid and new amniotic fluid, so it's not like the baby's in there like, getting ashy or something. But your kid's still constantly leaking, and they're like, we have to get this going, because they're worried about infection, and let's fucking go time. You don't have any more. A normal person would just be at their house before their water breaks, and it's called early labor, and you're just kind of walking around. Maybe you're bouncing on a ball, maybe you're just taking a shower and doing like relaxing things. But
not
your water breaks, you gotta go to the hospital.
Hard. You're podcasting. You're you're like,
I think I'm just dead.
It's fine.
I'm just leaking on everything.
I'm like, that's not normal. That's cool.
And so for 4 hours, I'm going through this like every 2 minutes and change, 30 to 40 seconds of the most intense pain you've ever felt. And I'm thinking, how much of this do I have to endure? Like, you think like is 4 hours enough? And then the nurse and Frank's mom were like, so what are you guys' thoughts on like the epidural? Like, because no one wants to force it on you, which I get and I appreciate. And but I got to a point where I was like, again, pain is at an 11. I've already done this for 4 hours. And it's not like someone says, hey, can you do this for 2 hours? You at least can like make a goal.
Yeah.
You have no idea how long any of this is going to take. And you're only in the second like segment of birth, right? So
you're that person that goes, I can take more. I can do it. I will do it. It'll be fine. Like, and I know you didn't want the epidural, but if it were me, yes. What legal maximum limit of drugs? Immediately. If I would never have a child because I'm not fit, and also I can't wait to squish your baby around. But the moment I got pregnant, I would be like, can I have the epidural now?
Even though it was a hellish ordeal, I 100% recommend it to everybody. It's the best thing I'll ever do. Like, as scary as the scary parts really were, it's 1,000,000% worth it. And he's only been alive for 4 days, and it's like,
and he's perfect.
Oh my god, and I don't want to sound.
Did you end up
gay?
Did you end
women.
up getting the epidural?
Oh, my whole life is complete now. But like, it's the best. It's very cool. It's very cool to have gone through it physically and know what it's like. So okay, the 4 hours of the fucking horrible contractions. I go, hey, where's that epidural guy? Is he around still? Did he leave for the day? Did he can anyone page him? You know,
epidural guy, is he still around here somewhere?
Oh, look, and I tap my screen and then the camera dips out. It's probably similar to my genitals at this point. So
don't worry.
So I go, you get to your literal wit's end. I go, I need the epidural guy. Let's get him. And guess what? Do you think you can get it immediately? Fuck no. You got to wait another at least 30 to 40 minutes for this guy to, I don't know, come back from the deli. Like, what, you know what I mean? Like,
deli.
Get into position. He's got to get all his drugs organized.
His giant needle and his bedside manner. And
yeah, he's got to get his giant needle.
We lost it for a second. But Leonarda, do you know what I learned too? The thing about the epidural, my friend Steve Conti told me this because his wife just had a baby. Do you have children? I can't remember. No, you don't. Right?
No, I don't.
No. Oh, you have to ask for it. They won't offer it to you. I didn't know that.
The epidural? Yeah.
Like, I guess because it's kind of taboo. It's not taboo, but like you got to be like, oh, hey, I think can you bring that in? Right.
It's taboo for them to ask you or for you to take the epidural?
They're just not allowed to ask you whatsoever, which is weird because, like, what if you know nothing? Which I guess if you're pregnant, you probably have Googled things, but they're not allowed to ask, hey, do you want this? Do you want this something that will take all the pain away? Because it's a bunch of drugs, right?
Yeah, you have to ask for it. You have to
you have to ask. I just didn't know that. I was like, oh wow, it's interesting.
So I go, all right, let's get this guy in here. Because it cannot be worse than what I'm currently feeling. There's no possible way. This could only get better. Okay, so I wait at least 30, 40 minutes for this guy to come. This Eastern Europe.
Oh no.
It's, you know what? The baby's just pulling on the cords probably in her studio. He's
probably one of my
like,
friends. Okay, you pulled out, Chrissy. Well,
okay, I don't know what is going on with my fucking situation here. I'm just gonna be still.
Is the baby underneath your desk going?
The baby is pulling the cords out. Yeah. No.
Let me in there, coach. I've been listening to you chat for 12 months and I got something to say.
Yeah. So a very no nonsense Eastern European man shows up. The epidural man is here. I go, okay, I was like, thank God it's a man. Same way Keanu and I felt when we saw our male pilots. We were like, great, there's a man in charge doing this. And they'll make $1 million fucking dollars putting an epidural in you for 15 minutes. Like they'll make 1,000. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
But thank God, because this guy was so efficient. He rubs your back with some kind of looks like Jameson. I don't know. It's brown, but it cleans your spine.
That's that weird, like, goofy brown shit they put
Brown
on you. Yeah.
cleansing goo. And and I know that I have to do it like he's like, you make your back like a shrimp. You have to do shrimp back. Which means you have to curl forward, like kind of up over your belly, and because you're trying to make your spine, as uncrunched as possible. You're trying to like really stretch it out so that there's the most space.
Like a this moment.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for the visual aid. And I made that exact face. And you want the most amount of space in between your vertebrae as possible so this guy can get this fucking huge needle into your back. And the needle's in your back, and there's also a tube that's going through your back, and that's where the drugs flow in. And I'm nervous because I'm still getting these insane drug-induced contractions. So I go, oh my God, am I gonna contract and like fuck this guy up and elbow him in the dick and like I'm gonna, you know what I mean? It's all gonna be messed up. But luckily, the pain from that distracted me from the pain of getting the epidural. So I just focused on that, and I held the nurse's hands in front of me, like really, like just tightly. A lot of squeezing hands. And no, but this guy was great, so efficient. Got it right in. And here's where I was like, let me tell this man a joke, like, because I thought that's what the room needed. Like I go, hey, I tell you a joke, sir. He's like, okay. I was like, all right, here we go. If mothers have Mother's Day and fathers have Father's Day, what do single guys have? And I wait a couple beats. He's like, I don't know. I said, Palm Sunday. Then there's total silence. Complete silence. Did you get it? He said, yes, I get it. But like no one laughed. This is what I noticed about hospital people is that they have generally no sense of humor. But this is how.
Well, that guy left the room and said, "This is why women aren't funny."
Exactly. This is why Amy Schumer ended up how she did.
Well, can you imagine
you are giving birth instead of doing Netflix special?
Exactly. But you don't want an anesthesiologist with a sense of humor. If you can put a giant needle in someone's back, I would assume you don't goof around, Like, it's probably better that he didn't laugh, because if he has no sense of humor when you're making a joke, he's not like, ha, 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 and then
right.
Like,
why don't I laugh so hard he fucks up and like gives me Down syndrome? No, what was I thinking? And you know who made more jokes than me was Frank. Frank made, I think, at least 5 or 6 jokes the whole 4 days we were there. No one laughed at any of his jokes. And it was like, he was like, damn, these people just have no fucking sense of humor. Like at one point when we first got in, the first nurse that saw me, they hook up a little thing to the bean's head so you can hear his heartbeat. Like they stick a thing in your cooch that attaches to the bean's head. And that's how it's like intrafetal heart monitoring or something.
Can you feel any of that though?
Then Frank, like I don't know how they did it, but they just attached a little fucking orb. Imagine the Jetsons. I don't know, like an antenna, like a thing to his head. They just stuck a thing in his head so we could measure the heartbeat more accurately. And then Frank's like, well, what about the other baby? And the nurse like just goes completely silent. What do you mean? And he's like, ha ha. Like he's trying to make a joke like there's twins in there. He's like, that would have been nice to know. Like she's like,
she's probably working and like she has like a shitty husband or something, and she's like, oh, I fucked up. I didn't realize there was even another baby in here. No.
Yeah. Hospital people can't have a sense of humor because it's life or death. So but it was weird. Fun.
Yeah.
It was fun to see Frank bomb at the hospital. Every joke did not land. So the epidural guy, like it's great. You can feel it, and you can feel like shit flowing through your spine. Like you can feel it going in there, and it definitely pinches and stings. But again, it's nothing compared to what I was feeling the last couple hours. So I welcomed it. I was like Miss Epidural 2024. I was like, bring it the fuck on. Give me 5. Give me 1. Like, make them like dinosaur bones sticking out of my back. Like, give me 47 of these. Give me one
maximum legal limit of drugs. I'm so glad. Thank God.
And like, just so efficient, this dude. And then you lay down, and then within 10 minutes or so, it's just your lower half feels completely numb, and like what feels like the FBI knocking on the front of your door contraction wise just sounds like a little like mouse, like just tapping. Like that's the difference in your contraction. It's just like a little tiny mouse tapping.
But basically your contractions, because you weren't even feeling them, you didn't even notice your water breaking when you sat in the hot tub and you probably just leaked out into the hot tub, right? Like, and you didn't feel any contraction, but so it's the medication that made them more intense, right?
Yes, and I unfortunately have no idea what they would have felt like without the medicine.
They would have felt like you were already having them and you would have just nothingness, I guess, right?
This is great from Frank. My favorite thing to say at each visit, I'd stop the nurse or doctor and completely deadpan and say, at this point, are you able to tell if she is definitely the mother? Like, you would say, like, can we tell if she's the mom or not? Like, and no one would laugh. He tried this joke at different, like, gynecologist visits, like, I think 4 or 5 times, and it never worked.
It never landed. He's like, maybe this will be the time. Yeah.
It was great. I wanted to have a whole birth set list. I wanted to be telling jokes the whole time. Again, I thought I had 10 more days, but
how did Frank say it? Was he like deadpan completely serious? Like,
yes, every time.
So at what point will you be able to tell if she's the mother?
Yes, exactly like that. Exactly. And we'll be like watching the ultrasound. He'll be like, can I ask this? Like, are we for sure that it's hers? Or
so it wasn't like,
That's
when
funny.
can we tell if she's the mother?
Yeah.
Like if he had done it like that, maybe they would have been like,
matter of fact, like a real concerned parent. Yeah.
I love that he did it matter of fact. Like,
oh, shut up, Leonard. If there's such hack jokes, then how come we've never heard them before? I hate when losers say that. I've heard a million people. Shut up.
If you don't like it, you
just
just get
mad.
the fuck out.
Get the
exactly.
fuck out.
You're just mad that Frank knocked you up instead of him. Loser.
Yeah, you're just mad he got there first.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You flinch when we butt. Get out. No.
Epidural guy leaves in a flash. I'm leaning on one side. And then I feel like your whole body, your whole lower half gets numb. But like specifically one of your legs goes completely numb. I remember I was like tapping, pinching on one of my legs. I couldn't feel shit.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's like such a relief. You're like, all right, cool. And then you're kind of, I'm like, oh, are we there yet? And it's like, no, bitch. You're only maybe 2 centimeters dilated, I think.
Holy shit.
And then what is that? It's like where they put the IUD in. I have no idea what even goes on in my body. I have no idea. I have an IUD. I know it was painful.
Think of your cervix like a beat up turtleneck sweater, like an old Abercrombie and Fitch thick wool turtleneck sweater. And imagine it like pulling it over your head. That's the baby's head, right? So your cervix is this turtleneck sweater.
But that's like, so your vagine, right? So it's like that's there, and then up there where it would hurt to if somebody is like too large of a dick or something.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, right there where you're not supposed to
it's
be
like
able.
past your pussy. Like if you're having sex and it hurts because some guy hits your cervical wall because like the dick is hitting back there, it's beyond the entrance. It's like past the foyer, you know.
So that's what dilates because nobody's supposed to get through there, and then that becomes open because you ate a bunch of dates.
That becomes open, and then that is what like it has to soften and then open to let the baby's head come through.
Wow,
it's a whole process.
Wild.
So, and it was crazy. I feel so bad looking back that I had to do I'm not going to do an epidural because. Ladies, the sounds that I made in this 4 hours, I was making animal noises. I think I was mooing. I think I was making sheep noises. I made every noise, livestock noise you could think of, because you just like it gets hard to inhale, it gets hard to exhale, and you just go.
I can't believe you did that for 4 hours.
It goes to some Neanderthal part of your brain that helps you do it.
How about all these women who did this before we had fucking epidural? My mom did all 4 of us with no epidurals, and my younger brother was born in 2000, and she totally could have had an epidural. She was here, and she still didn't do it. And it was like a 12-hour labor.
I want to be able to brag. I want to be like, yeah, fuck you guys, I didn't get it.
And
bragging,
so, and because
I saw it, it's probably why I've never had kids. I was 16 and I saw that, and I was like, yeah, I'm good.
You saw it and you were like,
I was there. I was there throughout the whole labor process with my mom because she like woke me up in the middle of the night because my dad wasn't there and she didn't trust my brother. So she was like, hey, I think I'm going to give birth to this baby. And I was like, okay. I was like 15 and a half. So then she drives, I go with her. I can't drive yet. She drives herself to the hospital with me in the passenger side. She's just like a typical Eastern European woman who's like, I am going to give birth to baby. Get in the car.
Here I go. Who wants to translate?
She drives herself to the hospital. The people are like, you drove yourself? She's like, yes. And they're like, okay. And then they take her in and she's like, they're like, do you want medication? She's like, this is my 4th time. We can go.
Wow.
And
But
also,
she was
if
in a
she's
lot of
like,
pain.
Don't wake your father. Why don't you just come with me? Oh,
Well, my dad wasn't there. He was like away on some trip.
Oh, okay.
Because
Okay.
my brother came 2 weeks early. And so, yeah, and then of course, but I had an older brother who was, like, 2 years older than me. And he could drive. She didn't go to him. She was like, the boys are stupid. Let's go.
The boys are stupid. Let's go. Get in car.
That's really cool. I
Yeah,
think our moms and grandmoms were tougher than us. I think like they weren't as we're more bogged down with shit that doesn't matter that we I don't know.
I think
Anyway.
we maybe, yeah. And then I'm almost glad that you didn't watch too many videos or take too many classes,
That was
Because
enough to scar me. I just keep,
you
that's why
watch
subconsciously I just keep picking men who would never be a good father. So I'm like,
That's-
yeah, won't have your child.
That I did that too for years. It's very easy to be a person who doesn't want to have kids when you're constantly subconsciously picking men that you don't want to have kids with. Like I did that
Yeah.
for probably over a decade. So it's like,
Well, now I tell younger girls, I'm not like one of these, bitter people who's like, I want you to suffer the way I did. I'm like, no, I tell them the truth. I'm like, hey, if this is a guy that you wouldn't have their baby with, they're a bad partner for you.
Yes.
That's why you don't want to have their baby. And they're going to be bad to you just as much as they would to your child. So that.
yeah, baby or not, that should be the gauge with which we all judge who we spend
Agreed.
time with.
Well,
Married or not,
Visconti-
baby or not, like that has to be
Whether you want to have a kid or not, if you think about it and you go, if I got pregnant with this guy's baby, I would not want to have it. That means that's not a guy you should be with. Period.
Exactly. Because I was always a person that thought they didn't want a baby, but once I was with a guy that I truly like loved and felt supported and safe with.
Well, it's true.
Then I was like, oh, I want this guy to knock me up, like, and it just clicks, like, and I feel like the majority of women deep down do want to possibly have a kid, but it's very scary, and it's easy to just be like, oh no. I think other issues can cover for the fact that. I don't know. I think it's very easy to self-sabotage by staying with the wrong guy, and then it's easy for you to be like, I don't want a kid,
Right.
I like what Visconti would say. He's like, I never wanted to, he's like, I understand that you don't want a baby, but I never wanted to have a baby until I met you, right?
Aww.
It
Right.
would be fine if we had one. But anxiety-wise, also he's just so elderly. Like, I don't want him with his walker.
Look at Bob
at
De
the
Niro.
graduation, right?
He just knocked somebody
Yeah.
up.
Like,
No,
Keanu, I think you should have one. I think you'd be, first of all, you've got great genetics. Look at how beautiful you are. You should
Look at
pass
your
that on.
face.
Number
Look at
one,
your
you should pass that on.
face, your body.
Yeah. Number two, you're so sweet. You have such a good emotional disposition. You would raise those kids to be like renegade rebels without even like low key. Like they'd be like Keanu Reeves rebels, like just in the shadows. So
it
yeah, I
would
think
be
you should.
cool to like expand my pod of like, and they
I
would be like my
think that would be
followers.
you.
Like, yeah, that would be
Yeah.
cool. But now I have chrysanthemum's baby to squish
You
around.
can test out. You could do a dry run with the bean, and I think if you had a baby, its first word would be like bacchanal.
It would be untoward. Yeah, that's right.
Untoward.
No, I think anxiety wise, that's the only reason, because I like little babies. I like little babies, but anxiety, and Chrissy, you deal with everything for you to even think to give birth without having an epidural. To me, that's insane, right? You deal with everything and like a challenge. Me, if I had a child, I would never sleep again. I already don't. It would be putting my heart out of my chest and just putting it on the street. It would just be So and if I'm with a man who's very elderly and he's okay with not having a child, right? So he's
Yeah.
not elderly, he's 55. I just make a joke.
He's not elderly.
But that's
No.
great because you guys might make an autistic baby, and then that baby can recognize patterns in the government and break it down.
Yes, he can
He
hack
could become
in.
the leader of 4chan.
We'll make
Yes.
a pros and cons list. No. Also, I'm just terrified of I'm terrified of being pregnant. That creeps me out.
It
Like,
terrified me too. I
Yeah.
wasn't prepared for it. The whole time I was pregnant, I was like, I can't believe I'm pregnant. It never really sunk in.
Yeah, it didn't sink in for me.
I don't
swear
know.
to God.
I'm gonna
2
vote
weeks
for you. I'm
ago.
gonna vote for you to have one, Keanu. Go for it. Just
Aw.
fucking do it.
That's how I
No.
feel. I feel like you gotta just fucking do shit. And all the reasons for my anxiety like kind of melt away. And like even like I didn't sleep at all last night. I did not sleep at all 2 nights ago. It just feels like Content House, except it's a life or death situation. It's like you're keeping somebody alive.
Yeah,
Oh,
but it's
yeah,
also
it
like
is.
so
It's like
fulfilling when you
really
succeed
Yeah.
at keeping them alive. It's
Chrissy,
kind of crazy.
it is like Content House. It's like, okay, who's taking the baby is the camera or the live stream. It's like,
Exactly.
okay,
Exactly.
Yeah.
The baby becomes the live stream.
Well, does he sleep at all?
Oh, he sleeps beautifully during the day. And then at night, when I'm taking care of him, he's like, ah. He's like, what's going on? It's dark. Nobody's awake. I don't hear voices. What's happening?
I can't wait to meet him. Would you have another baby, Chrysanthemum? What do you think?
I wouldn't stop one. Like I'm not gonna go on birth control.
Yeah. So
Who
maybe
knows? I didn't even think this one was gonna happen. Like I fucking
and he is perfect. So
every time I look at him, I'm like, how did this come out of me? How is he so cute and perfect looking? How did we both not die? You know, because like birth was so. And you know what? Like God made this birth happen this way for me because not that I'm a controlling person, but I had this whole, oh, I don't want an epidural. I'm going to be tough. I'm going to fucking brag about my shit. And it's like, nope. God was like, I'm going to humble your ass and you're going to be in retarded pain and you're going to have to do more drugs than you would like. And you're just going to have to trust in me. And that's the
I
deal.
love that.
And I found out after the fact there was fucking fentanyl in my epidural, which I did not want. I did not request.
From
It's
what? What was that
medical
from?
fentanyl. It's
It's a
medical.
common drug they put in an epidural. There was it was fentanyl and something else. And I was like, well, that would explain my desire to have a knee on my neck the whole time.
That's untoward, but funny. No, and yes, I understand. But Chrissy, you did everything you could. What did we say, right? Do it until you can't stand it anymore, or maybe you'll be able to stand it. And I think had you not had to be induced with weird pills or what have you, right? Then if you didn't even feel the contractions you were having, then it would have been a different story. But
Totally.
it happens the way it's supposed to happen. And he's beautiful and he's not addicted to fentanyl, I promise.
I hope not. And I was like, God damn it, now he's gonna come out black because I had fentanil in my fucking epidural.
Somebody wrote it was in fentanyl. That's pretty funny.
Oh, that's cute. That's healthy. Okay, so all right. I'm taking a long time to tell this story. So you're numb from the waist down, and then I start getting full body chills, which I don't know if I should attribute to the epidural or to just labor in general, because I've heard that this is also like a common labor thing. You get these full body, out of control body chills, like where you're chattering, you're shaking, like really basically the whole time.
Do you think it's like when animals can like sense something or like a hurricane or like something like that? And you're like,
I think so. I was sensing a hurricane about to come out of blow through my vagina. Yeah.
Wild. Okay.
And you're like, okay, well, this is distracting and also taxing energetically for me. And so anyway, they're waiting and they're also like, we don't want to check you too much because the infection. And all right, so I'm just like chilling with my epidural. And then I threw up into a blue windsock. They have these little puke bags that look like wind. So I'm just like casually just booting.
And what had you even eaten anything? Like,
I think I had apple juice and a handful of nuts. And
that's okay.
A hospital apple juice. No, I was really not eating that much because And also, in the back of your head, you're like, well, if shit hits the fan, this could turn into a C-section, and then they really don't want you to have much in your stomach. So, but they kept saying we're trying to not have that happen because it's a big deal surgery. So they're basically waiting for my contractions to get even harder and harder. They're waiting for contractions to get past the point where the epidural can cover for them. Basically, like you're gonna feel them basically almost as hardcore as you did before. And what makes this whole process so anxiety inducing is like there's a machine in the room that's like, it sounds like a horse galloping. It's like it's loud and it's like, and that's the baby's heart rate because it's got this little orb thing stuck to its head. It's also measuring my heart rate. It's also measuring the weather. No, it's got a bunch of fucking numbers that Frank is just sitting there Googling because it's loud. And we're like, can we turn that shit down? But then he's just Googling what everything means. And with each contraction, he would notice that the baby's heart rate would drop significantly and then come up again. And then you're Googling what's the normal healthy range for a baby's heart rate in this situation. And Frank was noticing like, yeah, this seems like squirrelier than normal.
Was he telling you that?
Yeah, I could just tell he was very much noticing.
He wasn't like, hey, baby's heart rate seems lower than Google says it should be. Like he was just like,
we were talking the whole time. I was like, yeah, I had the same concerns, but I just was like, at one point I kind of turned away from the monitor. I was trying to just be like, all right, I guess I have to like fucking wait more for something else to happen.
Yeah.
But he was like rightly very concerned because it's like you see these numbers dipping, you're like, fuck, like that's.
And the more anxious you get, the more your heart rate. Every time I've been in the hospital, it's been a few. Your heart rate gets weirder because you're nervous about whatever. Right. It's just gonna start making dings and bells, right? And that will make the baby too do that.
Oh yeah,
right?
and I would get embarrassed. Like my normal blood pressure is like 110/70, and so anytime it's more than that, I go, oh, I'm like a man who comes too quickly. I'm like, oh, this never happens. It's because of this. It's because of that. It's because I had coffee. It's because I'm contracting. Like I have to explain myself. So,
oh my god.
At one point, my blood pressure was like 140 something. Like that's unacceptable. And you're like, fuck. It's just. Again, it's like all this shit was out of my control, which really annoyed me. But anyway, Frank finally says something to the nurse, and the nurse is like, all right, I'll check her, meaning me. Duh. And then, oh, she's fully dilated. Like I was fucking ready to go, And then as soon as that moment happened where the nurse said she's fully dilated, then the little bean's heart rate like completely chilled out. And it was, I swear to God, like a magical moment. Like the bean was trying to get Frank's attention.
Right. He's like, I'm hooked up to this machine. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah,
get
fucking, a fucking laser beam on my head. But like I know it sounds gay, but like we truly believe like he was trying to get his attention so he could get the nurse in there to check me. And as soon as oh yeah, she's ready to go. All right, let's get it going. Then
I believe that too. 100%. Yeah.
The bean's heart rate chilled out. And then it's like okay, so now I'm on my back and you put your feet in the stirrups. And again, I'm having these full body chills, puking into a windsock. And Frank just thought that he would be up by my head, giving me pep talks and like in the room. But again, I told him, I don't want you looking into the eye of the storm. I do not want you. I want you to eventually want to get back in there. It's like you don't watch your house get demolished. So
right.
But they had him holding a leg. Like he at the end of it, he feels like I feel like I did so much work. I should get a check. Like I worked a shift here, At one point they started and I held my own legs, almost like if you think of a loose cannonball going into the water, like I was holding the backs of my own legs. And then at one point Frank is holding a leg, the other doctor's holding a leg, and they're telling me to push. And then at one point I was on my side pushing, so it was like a few different positions. But again, you're fucking numb from the waist down, you have full body chills, and you're expected to push while holding your breath, which is something I've never done in my life. I've done tons of weightlifting, tons of fucking Spartan races, tons of physical challenges. It's like never have I ever practiced like pushing or lifting something while completely holding your breath. You're always supposed to breathe through weightlifting.
This is why I'm bad at working out, because all I do is hold my breath while I'm like I'll like do the stair machine and I'll be like, and I don't know why, but like you were trained the wrong way. It's supposed to be like what? When you're having a heart issue or something, like you kind of like hold your breath and like bear down, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Like, yeah.
And so they're telling me, yeah, okay, you have to put, so you're laying on your back, which is uncomfortable when you're pregnant anyway, because you just have this weight, like just it's not good. They want you to again do the shrimp back thing where you're laying on your back, but you're curling up over your stomach. All the while you have to keep your pelvis grounded into the bed. So it's like
this kind of moment,
and you gotta like ground your pelvis down so you're not like flexing it out.
But
There's
you're
so
not
much-
on your side. You're on
Right.
your back.
You're on your back doing this, and they want you to cannonball over your stomach while holding your own legs, while pulling them into your chest. Which actually, I was like, oh, this feels like my old diving days. Like doing like a tuck dive. And but then you have to keep your pelvis like just flat on the thing. And like
now, at any point in this time, did you think I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the Jews?
The whole time, especially when the
not
nurses
Jewish.
kept coming in asking if we wanted to circumcise. We kept saying, no, we hate Jewish people. Get out of my sight.
Out of my sight. No.
Out of here. And it was so, oh God. So the pushing, it's like they basically want you pushing like 3 or 4 pushes in a row. My first push would always be very good, very productive. Like the head comes out a little bit. But then my second, third, fourth push would not be productive. I would not be moving him forward. And that like really fucking bothered me.
How
like,
long
I
does
hated,
the push last? Even?
like 10 seconds. And they all count it out loud together. And Frank too, like 1, 2, 3. And I'm like,
oh geez,
holding your breath, pushing as hard as you fucking can. For 10 seconds. And the first push, I'd crush it. But the subsequent pushes, I just had nothing left in the tank, which really, I was really beating myself up about. So it's almost like the head comes out a little bit for the first push. And then the other pushes, the head kind of dips back down a little bit. So it's like you're not even maintaining your own fucking progress. And so we're doing, and I was in this part of the labor was like an hour and a half. And and I'm keeping my eyes shut basically the whole time because I'm really just trying to focus and I'm exhausted and you're in so much pain and there's so much different like distractions going on.
And
like
there's like 3 nurses and your betrothed staring at your hoo-ha. Like, do you know what's going on down there? Like you can't even, that's weird. Yeah.
The whole time I was like, God, I really hope I'm not shitting. Like I
women do that when they give birth. They shit.
But guess who didn't? Your girl. I did not shit.
Oh,
hey, 6 almonds your entire pregnancy.
That
was
my favorite part of birth was not shitting on the table. Yeah. So you have someone. It started out with just two nurses or whatever, midwives, doctors, whatever, around me, and they're doing very good. You could tell they're kind of massaging the area. They're very much cleaning up. Like I can feel her cleaning up each time, each push.
Yeah.
And then it got to be like close to the end of this where again my eyes are shut, but I hear everyone's voice extremely panicked, including Frank's. Like, all right, Chrissy, you really have to push. You really have to push. You have to give it everything you got. And you hear it's in everybody's voice. Everyone's fucking panicking. Why is everybody so nervous? Like, and then then I'm like, oh, I'm doing a really shit job. Like, what the fuck is happening? And it feels like it's life or death. And you're like, you're never so like, I've never been so scared or panicked in my life because you're like, fuck, I'm a strong bitch. I should be able to do this. Like I should be able to physically do this challenge. And, and you just don't know what's happening. You don't know what people are seeing. You don't know. And I guess he got kind of stuck or whatever, but to hear everybody's voice sounds so panicked. Oh my God. Like I'll never forget it. And, you're just trying your hardest and maybe a shoulder got caught or whatever, but finally, like, and then a woman comes in and she's fucking pushing like hard down on my stomach, like trying to just like push the bean out. And all the while I'm like pushing great on the first one and then shitty on the next few. And like, crying in pain, like just fucking cry. I cried so much during this whole process, but like, and then at one point they had me holding these handles, which were like, on the bed, but like below me. So my arms were straight out, basically next to me at my sides. I'm holding onto these handles, pulling myself like basically towards them with these handles, but keeping my pelvis on the bed and like my arms are so fucking sore. It's like you just blow out all the muscles in your arms from like pulling on these handles or whatever, while everyone else is like holding your legs, right? So there's panic. I was like, you have to push, Chrissy, please, you have to push, please. And you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna fucking die and I'm gonna kill this kid. Like,
oh my God.
You're thinking of every worst scenario. And like finally he comes out and he doesn't have like the classic cry, the classic like Hollywood baby cry. Yeah. And you're like, fuck. And then can I kind of open my eyes? You know, all of a sudden there's 5 people around me. There's 5 people around the baby. And they're just trying to like get him, you know, patting him on the back, trying to get him to like fucking get it going. So what happened was he had some water on his lungs, which is very common. And it's just, as you're being squeezed through the birth canal, that liquid normally gets squeezed out and gets reabsorbed into your lungs. And then that process kicks off the oxygen, which is what turns a baby pink as soon as it's outside you. Mm-hmm. So that process, which they call like transition, was a bit delayed because of the excess water in his lungs. And they had to like, scoop it out with this bulb thing. I guess they had a little tube down his throat at one point. They're like doing everything. And then rest assured, like we felt with the male pilot and the male anesthesiologist, this male doctor from the NICU comes in and he's dealing with the bean and like trying to get him going. And I'm looking at Frank, and Frank looks like he's freaking the fuck out. Like I could just see his face, and I'm like, oh fuck, like shit is getting real. And I'm praying so hard. I'm like, oh my God, something's wrong. Like I'll never forgive myself because I'm already like feeling like I pushed shitty, you know. And they're just trying their best. They're trying to get him going. And then they're like, well, we got to take him to the NICU real quick. Because normally he comes out, you do skin to skin, you breastfeed. It's like, it's all good. But they were like, we don't know how long we have to take him for. So we're freaking the fuck out. Like me and Frank just fucking prayed like with each other, you know, just, and there's like blood everywhere. And of course, like, I got really pale and who knows, I probably looked insane. Again, I had no makeup on.
Oh God. What do you mean? You didn't do glam before you gave birth? Before you didn't know you were giving birth?
It's just like a crime scene. And so like Frank is just fearing the worst on both with me and the bean, and just horrible. And I can't imagine like what that feels like being on the outside. It's probably much scarier to see it from his position than mine, because I basically had my eyes closed for most of it until he was out. Oh, yeah. And so basically what happened, they were on his way to take him to the NICU. I guess as soon as they got there, he like turned around, he got good, he like got with it.
Oh wow.
And then they turned him back around. He was back with us within like a half hour or so. And the nurse comes in, she's like, he took a turn. And Frank was like, what? You know, because that's
don't start with that.
When you hear he took a turn, usually what comes after that is for the worst. And,
right. No one ever says no bedside manner on these people. It's completely autistic to be a doctor. Yeah. Nobody ever says they took a turn. No, for the better. Like, what?
Her voice was cheery and she had good energy. I'm like, okay, so this sounds like good news, but why is she saying he took a turn? She's like, no, as soon as we got to NICU, he fucking got it together and he's good, and we're gonna bring him back in like soon. Because we thought we weren't going to see him for 2+ hours. Oh, and damn. So they brought him back and they put him on my chest. And I was like, oh my God, it's so surreal. Like, I can't believe this came out of me. I can't believe he's like good, but you never really, you're like, is he good? Anything can fucking happen at any time.
Right.
It's so scary. It is so fucking scary. And then you add that in with like me, someone who's already very hard on themselves. It's like, oh, like this is my fault. I didn't do it good enough. And
no, it's not your fault. My God, I was a scheduled C-section because when they were gonna have my mom was gonna have my brother, she was like, I can't do this. So what do we do? Yeah. They just sliced him out, and then they just scheduled me a C-section. Like, some women just can't do it, and maybe that might have been. You have a very small frame, and that was a very big baby, honestly. So,
and they figure like, because I asked them like, well, what are the chances he won't fit through my pelvis? Like, at what point do you figure that out? And they're like, oh yeah, like we would know. Like, you're all good. They were definitely, which I appreciate, trying to avoid a C-section because that is major fucking surgery. Like, not only sometimes do you have to do a little cut by your bikini line, but sometimes they have to do a T cut where they cut sideways and then in the middle right up your stomach.
Oh my God.
So then like, your whole body becomes the flapping screen door that I mentioned earlier. But then you can't walk. Like the recuperation is hardcore when you have C-sections. So I'm really grateful that I was able to push him out. And
Well,
also too, he came out like his fucking head looked crazy because babies' heads are like tectonic plates and they move and shift to get through the birth canal, and they look kind of cone-headed and weird at first, and then it takes a couple days.
He's a conehead.
It takes a couple days and then they go back into place. So he wasn't pink. He had a weird fucking head, and the fucking cord was wrapped around his neck once. So he had a lot going on. It was like he had a stressful birth. And
poor baby. It's a good thing he had that fentanyl though.
It was the fentanyl. I know, and the whole time, like, it's because I had that epidural, it's because I had these drugs. Like,
no, I think that probably helped him. Can you imagine if you hadn't asked for the epidural? Like,
yeah, how much energy would you have had to push at that point? You know
I
what
would have
mean?
had negative. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But
Okay.
thank God, like, in all his tests, like, he's fucking totally cleared. He's great now. Like, there's no
That's
lingering
awesome.
fluid. There's no lingering
So
bullshit.
really important question. Have you guys assigned a gender yet?
Well, we're gonna let him pick him out for himself. We're gonna get him a gender reveal balloon that he can pop himself.
Just put a couple of different toys in front of him, like about 6 months, and then if he picks the girl ones, you know what that means. You know?
Yeah.
Exactly. Right. He came out and said, I'm a they. Don't assign me.
Well, if you would like to create and have a future for him in Hollywood, I would suggest you get that started as soon as possible because they transition their children early, and then that's how you get Taylor Swift. So
yeah. Look, everyone who's anyone has a trans kid. The fucking Ben
anyone
Affleck.
who's anyone was a trans kid.
Ben Affleck's daughter with Jennifer Garner is now trans.
Well, I mean, even I don't mind a little androgyny, you know, but Jennifer, Angelina Jolie's daughter with Brad Pitt.
Well,
sort of
they tried to make her trans, and now she's just like super beautiful young woman. So.
She's back on. Okay, I guess I'm just a lady now. Yeah, but
they tried to ruin that. It's insane.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
So,
it was fucking
your
scary
whole-
as hell. It was
Yeah.
so scary, but it worked out.
Thank God. Yes.
Now he's crushing it, and we went and saw. So it took us a while to find like a based pediatrician, but we one that's okay with like low to no vaccines. So we went and saw him yesterday, and we were telling him the story, and he's like, "Actually, what you're describing is the most common in like white male babies." And he's like, "Some people joke this water on the lung situation, like that happens during birth, and we can't clear out
straight white male problem."
Yes, he literally said, "Oh, it's like a straight white male tears," or "Oh, it's so hard being a straight white male problem." And he said,
"The doctor to say that."
He goes, he said, "Yeah, we invent everything," and I said, "Yeah, you fly all the planes, you do all the shit that like needs to happen." He's like, "Yeah, it just takes us a little while sometimes in the beginning, but then you know." Like he made a really funny
straight white
comment.
men always feel like they're drowning, you know? Like,
Yeah.
He just comes out completely drowning.
Yeah.
Drowning.
That's why they work so hard afterward. They're like, I'm never gonna go through that again.
Yeah. But I love that he made this comment because I'm like, this is great. We're all on the same page here. Like,
yeah.
And it did concern Frank that there were not more men in the delivery room. Like all the anesthesiologist and then the NICU guy were the most clutch people, basically. He's like, I feel like there should have been more men around, and I don't disagree.
Well, also, didn't you tell me too? Like Frank didn't expect to be so involved.
He was basically working a shift. Yeah, they had him on leg duty and counting, and he probably saw more than he wanted to, and so
I remember my dad was like, "Yeah," and it was a C-section. He's like, "No, it was fucking traumatizing. They take her bladder out and put it on the table, and yeah, it's weird." So you didn't have to go through that, which is good, and it all worked out well. I just don't think. Yeah, you know what? It's probably the best thing that you were like, I don't have my go bag. My water didn't break in the Hollywood boy run media movie way. You know, I'm here now. I have to give birth. Who cares if I watch this video or that video, you know?
Yeah. The videos can't save you now. Like it's It's happening.
Right. and look how perfect he is. He
Oh
is
my
so
God, it's so
perfect.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, every time I look at him, I'm like, how is like your fucking ears look great? Like your nose is like what?
What's he
so
doing now? Chewing at the cords, wanting to
Oh,
stream?
and he was chewing the cord in utero like a little demon baby. He
So
was just
I have to run, ladies. This has been. Thank you for
Leonarda,
having
I'm
me.
so
I know.
sorry. I invited you
No,
on
I'm
a
sorry that
show, and
I'm
now
sorry that I
I'm
have to
the whole time.
go because this I really wish because it's only because I scheduled something else at 7:30, but I wish I hadn't so I could be here the whole time.
Oh, well, please come
Yeah.
back next week or literally whenever you want, and I won't be talking so much.
Oh, I don't care. I
No.
love this. This is the best thing for me to be on because like I wanted to hear I was so curious. So, and you know, I don't know. I'd rather hear it live. So,
Hold on. You need my phone? Oh, checking my phone. Oh, he needs to eat soon. Okay.
He has to eat. I was going to send Mickey the link anyway. So
Let me get a couple of these super. Sorry, I was like,
read
yeah,
them,
you
read
host
them,
my
yeah.
show. Now I fucking just won't even let you do anything.
No. Please don't leave. I just know you have to fail to what he has to eat now.
Read the bean.
Oh.
From Kitty Hale, Keanu Meow. Thank you,
I love
Kitty.
Kitty, yes.
Ooh, Star Wars Girl 19. Something tells me this is not Anna. Welcome back. How's the old tainteroo feeling? Oh, when I sneeze, it's like painful, but then it's also hilarious. So
I do have to jump off right now, guys. So I'm gonna go.
Oh, bye,
Thank
Leonarda.
you.
Everyone follow
Thank you.
Leonarda.
And Chrissy, whenever you have to leave, I will no problem. You feed the bean. I will sit here all night. I don't mind. I will sit here by myself until we hit 3 hours, and there will
We
be
will
no
keep
doubt.
you till 4.
No, everybody wanted the birth story update. Don't think you were talking too much or anything. Like it's an incredible harrowing story. So
It is. And then you hear these people with these easy fucking births, and I thought for sure that's going to be me.
I did think that too. I really did. I'm like, it's gonna slide out, and I truly believe that if it hadn't been for the inducing drugs, if you weren't even feeling contractions, then he would have just slid out, right? I mean, but
It's hard to know what would have happened. Yeah.
Wild.
It's so wild. Not a scenario where I think like we will both die. Like I did not think that was on the table.
When you called me and I was at the grocery store, and I'm listening, I'm just going, holy moly, that's not what I expected to happen at all.
No.
And when Frank had texted us, because I hadn't heard and I didn't want to bug you, I knew you were sort of not quite in labor, but in the hospital. And he said everything's good. But a really rough day of contractions. I'm like, oh fuck, God, like
yeah, shit got real.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. Yeah.
It humbled my black ass. I'll be honest.
Humble.
John Kruski, congratulations. Here's a little bit for the future college fund. Thank you. Or trade school if I'm lucky. Thank you. Armagod, I did not eat my placenta, but I did take it home because I got this sense like it was going to end up in Sandra Bullock's moisturizer. So I was like, do you still have my placenta? Can I please take it home? They're like, we might have thrown it out, but we'll check. And then they still had it. I'm like, give me that fucking, I want it. You guys.
Wait. What do they put it in? To like a doggy bag?
I have to provide a little cooler, a lunch bag, basically. Frank's mom
put
came by.
It's like it's not like freeze dried or something.
I haven't looked at it yet. It's like in a big medical waste bag that's filled with
like a biohazard bag. They pulled it out of the trash.
Very cool. It's in a red biohazard bag in a little lunchbox with ice. I haven't looked at it yet, but I just didn't want them to have it. I was like, who knows if you're fucking selling this shit to people on the black market? Who knows if you're selling foreskins? I wanted all of it. I'm like, give me all my medical waste, please.
Like, I want the blood on the floor, the placenta. Yes. I want the cord. I want it all. I want freeze dry that cord and wear
I want the windsock that I puked into. And but they won't just let
so
you have
where
it.
is the placenta? Placenta.
The placenta is currently in the fridge next to an edible arrangement. It's it's in there. I'm gonna bury it in the yard with some of my dad's ashes. That's what we're gonna do. And
that is so
but
dark, Chrissy. Oh my
they
god.
won't just give you the placenta. They had to test me for hepatitis C to make sure I was negative for that, because I guess if I wasn't negative, I don't know, maybe they think I'd be making fucking hepatitis placenta pies for people. Like, I guess they just have to make sure you're not, gonna feed people your fucking shit. I don't know why they had to test for it, honestly.
That is
but
so weird. When I had staples in my head when I got hit by a car and I had them removed, the staples, I mean, they wouldn't even let me keep the staples. I can't believe they just were like, yeah, just bag up the placenta, put it in the fridge.
Yeah, give it to me. We just throw it out. Sure, I don't believe you, basically. Yeah, you're gonna fucking sell it to Ellen. That's what you're gonna do.
Ellen.
BYB, congrats, Chrissy. Thank you, BYB. Oh my god, congrats, Chrissy. Thank you, BYB. Junior, did this urban hospital have a smoke alarm that needed its battery changed? Who knows? Thank you, Junior. TZ Burton, congratulations, Chrissy, on the new baby. Now, who will be the godfather? Ryan Kindle or Jeremy? Stay tuned. That will all be revealed in time. Too tactical. Congrats, Chrissy. Your mini human is adorable. Thank you.
Yes.
Chrissy looks from Rimaru. Chrissy looks thick as hell as a black man. Baba Daba, I'm loving it. Congratulations on becoming a new mom and having a healthy baby boy. Oh. Jonathan Reese. Oh, he's crying. The bean is crying. Good job pooping one out, Chrissy. Just one more to go.
Chrissy, if you need to go, I'll read the rest of them. I don't care. I'll sit here alone all night. Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna bounce, but
send me the link. I'll send it to my mom. Hopefully Lila will pop in too. Yes. Just go. Take care of the bean.
Goodbye.
Yes.
I love you. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone. Hello.
Oh wait. Oh, can you hear him crying? Let's see. Oh no. You want to say something to the people, Bean? Want to say something? You want to say to the people?
I love you, Bean.
Oh. Do you want to read a super chat?
No, he's hungry.
Oh, he's hungry. Okay. Okay. Bye.
Oh my god. You guys. Wow. Unbelievable. Holy moly. Jeez Louise. That is I never heard his little voice before. I love him. I love the bean. I feel like I know the bean already. This is SimpCast. There will be more guests. We will keep this going for 3 hours, no matter what. That little baby. He was crying. He's hungry. So sweet. Let's read some of the bing, 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 bing. Let's see. Where did she leave off? Ding, 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 ding. This is SimpCast. It's gonna be fun. It's a crossover. Keanu Cast, SimpCast. Believe me, I'm flying blind here because we've never simulcasted before. But Chrysanthemum is a very good friend of mine, and I'm so glad she graced us with her presence. She just gave birth, and now you have the full birth story. Isn't that exciting? It is. And have you seen the baby? God, he's so cute. I can't stand it. We can't get enough. We can't. Let's see. So forgive me with the here we go. Chrissy, yeah, there's lots of them. Thank you. Okay. I don't know if she read this one. Thank you for the super sticker. Chris from Michigan. Did we already read this? Thank you for not vaxxing your baby. We have enough autism in the world. She did not as many as vaccines as she could get away with not doing for the baby. I don't actually know that she gave him any, to be honest. But yes, that was part of her birth plan. Wow, new baby mom is glowing. Chrissy is a MILF now. Yum. ... Congrats on little Frank William Pellegrino. Oh, thank you. I'm saying thank you because it's like I'm saying thank you for her. Gosh, and he is cute. I cannot wait to squish him. I just squish him. I've been having like dreams and feelings of like me like walking and be like, Bean, where are you, Bean? And he's like 5, and then he runs up to me and he's like, hi, Auntie Kiki. And he's like, she's sometimes Auntie Kiki can be too much. And then I'm like, you'll come here, you little bub. Isn't that exciting? Wow. We got the exclusive. Wonderful. We saw Kitty. Congratulations on your baby. Thank you, Kitty. I'm speaking for Chrissy. Chrissy, you're looking great. Did you play? We saw that. Frank is what you call it. Okay, let's see this. Thank you for the orange boy. Frank is what you call a regular Joe. This is odd. Frank is what you call a regular Joe. Their sweetheart, container of coffee, a lunch pail. You do what you want, fancy pants. I'll be over there. I'll be over here pouring concrete. So he's saying, so what you're saying, thank you for the $20 for the bean and chrysanthemum and what have you. He's like, yes, he's a regular Joe Schmo. He's like, yes, do whatever you'd like. I have my lunch pail. I'll be over here pouring concrete. Yes? I understand it. Get it. I love it. Bing, 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 bing. Howdy, peoples. Clint Torres, thank you for the $9.99. It's a yellow boy. Howdy, peoples. Chrissy, now that you're a full-on mother, I have the urge to be more respectful in your presence. Is this who pepper sprayed? Just kidding. Things won't be the same. That being said, here's a late baby yellow shower. That's cute. Were you not respectful before? In your presence. Yes, she is. And she's doing great. She's doing just great. Oh, you mean like in your presence, like while she's streaming, so you won't say anything untoward. I love that about you. I love it. Milk, let's see. Bing, bing, bing. Milk truck is a utility vehicle. Chrissy has CDL. Oh, yes. It's a good way to look at it. Aww. Thank you, Abe. Member for 4 months. Congratulations, Chrissy. Oh, God. And he is fucking beautiful. I don't know if you guys have seen. Matthew Hammond. Let's see. Did you wait until you got home before eating your placenta, or did you? We saw that one. And you eat it. I can't imagine anyone eating the placenta, but people do freeze dry it and put it into pills. Don't animals do that when they give birth and things? They do. Then they like. Apparently, it has benefits. I just love Chrissy's doctors in hospital for just being. She's like, no, I don't care what. I don't want it. I don't want you to get rid of it. Give it to me. And then it's sitting in the refrigerator. They gathered it. Wild. Bing, 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 bing. Matthew Hammond. Keanu with a W would make a great mom. Make Gino a papa. Oh, I can't. It's my anxiety. I would like to have I like a squishy little baby. I don't mind but I'm, it's just my anxiety. I would never sleep again, you know? I know I would love it, but then I would just never sleep again. I don't care if it was, 35 years old. I would just never sleep again, you know? But I like other people's babies. Also, my betrothed is a little bit older. So, you don't want the walker at the graduation and all, So, thank you for the 199. Can we wrap this up now? Thanks. Oh, well, we'll try. God, I'm so sorry. I know it's not the normal SimpCast, but everyone has the link. You never know who may pop by. You never know. Oh God, let's see. Lordy, lordy, lordy. Everybody's so excited for Chrysanthemum. I am elated. Hopefully they will. Let's see who was here. We'll read the rest of these. Watching from the feed room. Chrysanthemum, can you let me think. How can I send this link to Michaeline? She may help me. I think other people will pop by. Keanu would be a great mom. I can't. Also, I want you all to imagine right now. Chrysanthemum has her boob out, feeding her son. Take that as you will. Isn't that exciting? Life. Oh, Twittered it to you. Yes. I'll try and send it to Michaeline, but I will stay here until it hits 3 hours. I don't care. I don't mind. Let's see. Congratulations, Chrissie. We'll read the more of it. Congratulations, Chrissie, on having baby Frank Jr. I'm so happy for you, Frank, and your family. You are going to be a great mother. She already is. Thank you, Viking. Thank you so much. For those who keep asking, let's see. This is a long one. This is a two-parter. For those who keep asking, newborns basically eat, poop, and sleep. They are high maintenance. Frank can chat and watch the baby at the same time. Frank can chat and watch the baby at the same time. That's very nice. Good to know. Thank you. This must be a mother or father of some sort. Keep it awake during the day, and he'll sleep nights. But how do you keep a baby awake? You should tell my betrothed about me. Keep her awake during the day, and then she'll sleep nights. I know, but what if I don't want to be awake during the day? What if I'm nocturnal? Something to consider. Oh my God. One night I think Chrissy's next baby will be Alex Jones. He has to die to be reincarnated. And as far as I know, I don't think he's dead. Has Frank breastfed the baby yet? I'm gonna get Frank a what do you call it? Chesticles. Breasticles. Like a chest, he's gonna chest feed it. No, he will not. He will not be doing that. Can you imagine? It would be cute. It would be funny. It would be a fun sight gag, but no, I don't think he'll be doing that. What Muffin and Waffles think about the bean? Oh God, those dogs are so sweet. I'm sure they love the bean. Can you talk about how it all smells? Terrible. I'm glad your birth went. I think they meant went well. It did perfectly fine. Hi, Kitty. And thank you again, Kitty. Oh, that was mine. I'm glad it went well. Say hello to them.
I just noticed you were talking to everyone. Where'd everyone
I'm
go?
on myself.
Where'd everyone go?
Chrissy had to feed the baby.
What excuse does she have for leaving SimCast? I don't get it.
She had to feed
What
the
a
baby.
deadbeat broad.
He came on and he went. No, no. It was like the. So now they're all sitting here imagining Chrysanthemum with her boob out.
I have to go.
Get out. Get out. That's my betrothed. Have a child with him. What are you guys, nuts? Oh my gosh. You guys are wild. Chrissy, who knew you were a soul sister? Oh gosh, you guys have a lot. Here we go. And I'm so glad. Wasn't that and it is a harrowing birth story. That's very exciting. Very exciting. Let's call Michaeline and I will. Oh, she Twittered it to me. Here we go. Bing, 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 bing. Copy and don't worry. No, I don't know why I can't make it send to someone. Oh, I'll send it to Michaeline, I suppose, on my thing. Here we go. Let's see. Don't you worry, everyone. We will stay here all night. Let's see. What do I have up right now? Also, I love deranged lunatic. That is a very interesting name. You love when someone called deranged lunatic comments on the birth of your child. That's always wonderful. I want to see that placenta worked up as an entree on Cooking with Keanu. You know what? People have done crazier. I made shrimp and grits last night. It probably looked like placenta. Probably related. Thank you for the yellow boy. Oh, wait. I think I have her drops here. Ooh. Cool. Wow. I don't know which one it is, but I will figure it out. We're doing it, everyone. It's fine. Oh, I love that. Auction off the placenta on the next SimpCast. Yes. Freeze dried and everything. Bing, bing, bing. That beef jerky in the fridge was good. Crazy. What beef jerky? Can you imagine? Muffin and waffles just like lap it up. I thought it was dog food. No, it's just my guts. Blood and guts. Thank you for that. Thank you. Congrats, Chrissy. They grow up fast. Thank you. Thank you. Simon Ho. Hello. Keanu, your maternal instincts will kick in. Yes, but I don't. I have the bean to take care of. I don't. It would be incredibly irresponsible for anybody to leave their child with me, I suppose. But I have the bean to watch grow up, which I'm excited for. And also, maybe, what if they don't kick in? What happens then, Simon? Nicotine can cause anxiety in some people. Yes, I agree. I know. I'm not ready to quit smoking yet. Yes, also, that's another thing about birth. Or, you mean to tell me I can't drink White Claw for 9 months and also not enjoy a cigarette? It's rough. It's got to be rough. Mind over matter, but yeah. Chrissy needs to bing. Thank you for the $5, Jeremy Parkhurst. Chrissy needs to teach that kid how to make Nikes soon. Also, is Chrissy going to put photos of missing children on her chest now? I don't know what that means. But thank you for the $5. Thank you. Do women shave down there for childbirth? You know what? Chrissy didn't. Oh, yeah. It was probably when we were in, I think, Tampa. She's like, hey, should I get a wax before I give birth? And I was like, I love that you're thinking about that, but why, I suppose, would you? It's something to consider, but I think, there's bigger fish to fry. No pun intended. Do women shave before they before childbirth? That's an interesting question. 6 would shit a brick if there was a baby. Yeah, right. Exactly. Kitty, thank you. What would I do? How would I survive? I'm dealing with Bisconti, right? We do very well together. We get along. But there is a devil cat living in the apartment who hates me in general. So then what would we do with a child, right? What would we do? It's really it doesn't really add up or make sense. What house answers that? I'm just trying to figure out how I can send this to Michaeline. Bing, 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 bing. How can I? Don't worry, everyone. We'll put on feeding the ducks, which will make us happy. You know what? Chrissy gave birth, and everyone that has the link, they should come on. Thank you, Leonarda. We love her. Bing, 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 feeding the ducks. don't know how to send it to her. Maybe I can do it on my. Okay. Chrysanthemum, if you're listening, send it to Kiki's mom on Twitter. What else is happening? Can't I say you trade in the cat for a diaper genie? I can't have a child. Okay, what are the pros and let's make a list. Pros and cons of having a child, right? Gino's got the link. No. Gino's in the kitchen. I can hear him speaking. Who needs a baby when you have Gino's cat? Yeah, no, exactly. I love that Chrissy's feeding the baby. Oh, so how cute was that? He came and spoke on SimpCast. He was like, Fealty always in the clutch. You can't send the link like you do on your show. No, I don't want to bug her. Trying to think about how to do this. I don't know how. Because I always do it on my phone. Let's think. Oh, Fealty's gonna help me. Yay, Fealty. And let's see. Keanu. Will you what's this?
Hey, Keanu, I just got the link.
Oh, he's here.
I just got the link.
That's
I
great.
just got the link.
I love it. Where did you get that?
Hold on, you're on a delay. This is so stupid, but I find it hilarious.
It was a great
Hey,
bit.
hey, so you're talking about having a baby?
No.
You don't. Hold on.
Chrissy had a baby.
You don't need the screen. You're on it, but this is my screen.
Oh, I get it.
Your own. Now let's go over to Keanu.
Thank you. This made it so much better.
Oh, I'm losing connection. You jerks. This brilliance is wasted.
Since you're here.
Yeah, I am here. What's up?
Sit and speak with them. Because number one, Fealty's here. Okay, here,
What?
not here. Fealty's gonna help. Fealty.
Because I'm on.
Okay.
I'm on screen.
Fealty's going to because I'm trying to send Mickey the link. None of the girls wanted to come hang out with me.
What did you do? What did you do, baby?
And then I can't send the link myself, so the people I have in the clutch would be like you and Michaeline, but
Send me the link in the kitchen. That's what I did.
Rootless rednecks. Someone named Rootless Redneck said comedic genius.
Thank you. That guy I love that man. I'm gonna super chat him $5 because you get it. It's a frame. That guy's probably eating pudding, watching porn like I was. I mean, never mind.
How dare you?
How dare you?
You want to know why I don't want to have a child with him? Because he does weird bits like that.
You think I'm adorable? No one said that, Gino. Does someone think I'm adorable?
You want to know what else? I keep looking at this package that I got, and then I think on Keanu the other night, I'm like, Chrissy will be like this, and then I made this her baby. Wee, and it doesn't look like a baby at all. It's really sad. Let's see. We're gonna have something doing. Gino is old school. I know, we know. I'm going bringing a cat to a Chinese restaurant. For what? I would love to. But for what would be the purpose? To so they would eat her? No, I had a rough day with her when I got home. I mean, I can't.
What did she do now?
I can't
the
even.
Usual horse shit.
Yeah, I know. And I'm too nice to. I can't.
We're getting a squirt bottle.
I can't spray her with the bottle. I can't.
No, you just keep letting her win. No.
Did I hear a chirp? Who did it? Who did it? Let's see. Losing people left and right. Keanu, have you contacted a cat behavioralist, Jackson Galaxy? Okay, I've heard of this gentleman. But I don't know what to do. I truly, in my heart of hearts, I don't think she's going to come around. I really don't. And it's concerning. If you don't know me, yes, I've moved in almost completely with my betrothed Gino, who has a devil cat, and there's nothing I can do. This cat only loves him because she's imprinted on him, and that's that. A cat behavioralist. I just wish she would, maybe run away. Oh, it would be great. It would be great if she would run away. I don't know. There's nothing. Hang on, let's see. Okay. Bing, 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 bing. Bisconti, come here. Could you come here? I think the girls are going to arrive, but I have to figure out this link issue.
Did you call?
Yes.
What's up?
Sit here with them while I pee.
All right.
And I'm going to send the link to Michaeline. And then other drop-in guests will come by. I said I would sit here until 3 hours was up, and that is what I will do. I am Auntie Kiki. That's what will be happening. Thank you for the yellow boy. Hello, yellow boy. I looked at over 20 years of U.S. kid cartoons, and you barely have religion. No religious Easter episode, no Mormon character, etc. Jews seem to have influence in cartoons since we get Jewish episodes. Jay, I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea what that means. You just maybe, you know what? That's what I love about Jay. He sent $10 just to say something. He just wanted to get it out of his system. I love that about you, Jay. Kiki bucks for you. If I had my Kiki bucks, I would give you some. Bisconti will be entertaining you for one moment while I figure this link situation out, and we'll be right back. Here you go. Here you go, Bisconti. Sit. Talk to them. Thank you.
Hi. I just want to say hi to every man out there that came to see all the hot chicks that are sitting here, so you could watch a fucking 55-year-old dude in a headband. Wow. You lucky, lucky people. You, hey. I'm just filling here while, hi, Andrew, formerly whatever, and start simping. Look, I was over at fucking some Dago WAP Fest with Fred Rubino. Fred Rubino, let me tell you people something. He's a regular on the In Hot Water show. I'll just cross-promote for me, but I'm kidding. I was hanging out today at PaisanCon. If you don't know what PaisanCon is, it's when some dopey WAP that cares the difference between, if any Italian, and they're not even Italian, if anyone ever says to you, is it gravy or sauce? Just walk away from them. Walk away from them. Just say you're an insecure fucking person who wants everyone to think you're Italian because you don't, because no one says gravy, okay? And then they build a whole fucking thing at the Fairfield Hilton about it. And then I'm there. I did meet Tommy DeVito today. It's on my Twitter. I met Tommy DeVito today. What a class act. Just a nice dude. Fucking, shout out Chris Thompson. What the fuck am I? What the fuck? I'm 51 in a headband. 51. You're rounding down, my friend. I appreciate that. Gino, can you talk with Jackson Galaxy? I don't know who Jackson Galaxy is, Matthew Hammond, but thank you for the $2. Now, huge dump, Armor Guard. And I wish I had better glasses. I need new prescriptions. That's how you know you're old. Like, I feel very young. I jump rope. I fucking, I fucking am very active. But when you say I need a new prescription, it's over. It's over, people. That's when it's over. Tommy Cutlets was there, P4, and I'll tell you a cute story. And I don't know if I should be reading the super chats. OPC Don, long time no chat. Courtney, you should call in. It's crunch time, and you're the best we got. Now, so Tommy Cutlets is in the shit room. How do I know he's in the shit room? It's the one me and Fred Rubino are in. And there's no line. There's no nothing. So people are all just crowding his face. and he's got this meathead bouncer. Shout out, Kitty. Hello, Kitty. Hello, Kitty. I'm sure I'm the first to ever say that. So he's got this meathead fucking bouncer, right? And draft plans, David D. I'll get to those, but nothing major. End of April. Just gonna sit there and see the Chargers take it 5. Hopefully they'll take an offensive tackle, as I'm sure everyone in SimCast cares about. So Tommy DeVito's at the table, and all these people come up at once, and I say, Keanu, you ready?
I sit with you.
Are you ready for the punch, Keanu? And I say to him, what's the big deal? He's used to having a ton of people in his face. Let me explain the joke. The Giants' offensive line sucks. Why am I talking like Tom? So he's used to having a lot of people in his face. 3 people got it.
What
Rubino
was
thought
he
it was
saying?
funny.
He went to an Italian festival today.
It was so, and they try. Everyone that said, "Is it gravy or sauce?" I just said, "Stop it, you insecure."
Is that
Have
what they
you
said?
ever? Fred Rubino loves the story that your mother's name is Michelina, because they're like, this
It's
isn't
Micheline.
Yeah, this isn't a boy.
Oh, that's because they wanted a boy to name Michael.
That's it.
I just talked to Mickey. She may pop in. We also may have other guests popping in. This is a Keanu cast version of SimpCast, which must be incredibly disappointing. Incredibly disappointing. But what can we do? Chris Anthem just gave birth. Okay, wasn't it worth the fact? It was weird because want to know why?
Why?
Because it was like you were bouncing me like a baby.
Oh, I was trying to do the other thing.
Burp me.
No one's trying to burp you. You're doing baby, but you can't stop thinking about a baby.
No, they won't tell me to stop thinking about it.
Would you just?
Would you have a baby with this gentleman?
Let's go. The bed's right there. Give us 2 minutes. I'm rounding up.
Ew. 30 seconds.
All right, whatever.
I haven't.
Lie for me.
I look forward to having my IUD and my passport renewed.
I just set the house on fire.
Careful.
Sorry.
Here we are. Hang on. Let's see.
Just set the house. Oh, that's my shit rug, not your.
Hi, Mama. Okay, that's okay.
Heard her say I don't know how to do
I don't know how to do it. Okay, that's okay.
Thank you. Hello, Kitty.
Here, go ahead, and would you please do me the pleasure of
Yes.
bringing me an extension cord for my phone?
A what?
An extension cord.
What do you mean? Like a charger?
Yeah, I have a charger, but I can't plug my phone in.
Oh, where's the extension cord?
I don't know.
Okay.
If you see one anywhere.
Oh, I'm on. Stupid.
What?
Don't panic.
I don't.
It's your big chance. Don't blow it. Don't blow it. Stupid.
Whee! Yeah, chirps. Kiddos. This is fun. Here's what I wanted to talk about. It's just me, people, but I will sit here for 3 hours, and that will be that. We sent it to Micheline, but who
Using it on the TV.
Yes, thank you, darling. That's my betrothed. Tell me why I wouldn't want to have a child, because I'm a child, and so is he. Chrissy and Frank are responsible adults, right? So. Oh my God.
Sorry, babe.
It's okay.
I'm not really complaining. I just think I look ridiculous.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Gino. Thank you. I love you.
Perfect crime, babe. Perfect crime.
Thank you. I adore you. So yes, here we all are. I'm sure we're losing people by the moment, but listen, this is what we do. Also, you know what? Someone may pop in. The girl. Many people have the link. Chrissy is breastfeeding at the moment because she's a strong woman.
I'm kidding.
Because she's a strong new mother. So I'm just gonna sit here and hang out with y'all until then. And this is what we do on Keanu Cast. If I had mine own thing, I would I'd put in the call-in number and we could take untoward calls. That might be fun, but we can't. So you're stuck with me, and it will be 3 hours, and that will be that. And I did have to pee, and that is why I left you with that crazy homeless man. I don't know who he is. Let's see. Cute couple. Kitty. I love Kitty. Kitty, thank you. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is so exciting. Guys, thank God. Well, first of all, we have Chrysanthemum, you didn't need to come back.
I'm back.
Michaeline's back. Michaeline just got here, actually. Did you
Oh.
only come back just because I was struggling?
No, you were not struggling. I just I was done.
You got done feeding the baby?
I fed the bean. Let's bring Michaeline in.
Yes.
Without further ado.
Oh, that took every ounce of thought process to try to get here. Sorry.
Oh my gosh, Michaeline, I had a baby.
I know, Chrissy. I'm so happy for you.
It's so crazy. I feel like I almost died.
It's so beautiful. Holy shit.
It feels like we all survived a horrific car crash.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Wonderful. Oh my God. I listened and I saw your feed from the hospital, which was so, I can't believe you did that.
I wish there was
really
footage of the birth, like medical drama footage.
I thought for sure there was going to be. Oh my gosh. I was kind of sad that there wasn't.
Yeah, well,
because Frank was holding a leg. He couldn't be videographer.
From what she told me, Mom, I was like, holy moly. That's not how I was expecting it to go. But
there's always
Jesus,
there's always drama and different things that happen. You just roll with it.
Michaeline, did you have any particular like scary moments during either of yours?
Not scary. They were
she was just like, slice them both out and put me out.
Literally, I was in labor for 24 hours with and I would not dilate. So they gave me a what was that? You had
Pitocin?
No, they didn't give me the Pitocin until I had the spine thing.
Okay, the
spine thing.
Yes, they gave me the epidural so that they could give me the Pitocin.
Yeah.
Because the Pitocin is the thing that makes your contractions harder.
Yes, it does.
But I was having the contractions, but they were doing nothing. I never got dilating to 4. So
was that with me or with Rocco?
With Rocco. So the Pitocin was doing that, but it still wasn't helping. And what happens with the oh my God, I can't even
epidural.
think.
I like spinal tap. It sounds cooler.
Spinal tap. The epidural, it kind of masks the pain until it doesn't anymore.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So finally, I mean, it was at 24 hours. Nothing was happening with me. Nothing.
Wow.
So I said, please help me, please help me.
Could you please just slice it out?
It was 1 a.m. and they dragged me down to the operating room and sliced Rocco out of me.
Wow. That's so scary.
I know, it was all right though. After 24 hours, you go, okay, this is enough.
You're like, do whatever you need to do, people.
Right. So I guess that was the scariest moment. And then when I was, it wasn't really scary. I just needed for them to do that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I've had enough. Yeah. Did they even ever mention that to you, Chrissy? Like, not circumcision.
Frank and I were asking them, like, at what point would we say uncle and go C-section? But they were like, we're really trying to not have that happen. They're
right. Okay. So it was a bigger deal for them to not do it. So you didn't really have to worry about it. Okay.
I never thought or even wanted to have a C-section. I never even thought that would happen. And then, but it's happened to myself. I think I told you this. It's happened to myself and all of my cousins on my dad's side.
So you and all of your cousins have really tight pussies now still.
We do. So then when Keanu was...
I'm sorry I said that. I didn't want to.
So when Keanu was going to be born 2 years later, I was not dilating. I was not doing anything on my due date. And I called the doctor and he said, well, you have up to 2 weeks to decide. And I said, well, what am I to decide what? He said, well, after 2 weeks, you can decide to have a C-section.
Wow.
fuck no, I'm not going to wait 2 more weeks. Just do what you have to do. I mean, he believed in having they called it VBAC, vaginal birth after C-section.
Yeah,
But
vaginal birth after cesarean.
After cesarean. So, no,
Wow.
I don't want to wait 2 weeks. And so I went in, well, they said Friday the 13th. I'm taking Friday on Friday. It's the 13th. I went past, and then I rethought it. My family said, "Are you kidding me?" You know, go in. And Keanu was 9 pounds 6 ounces on Friday.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
It was a big giant baby.
Right.
I have so much fucking respect for every person who gives birth.
It is unbelievable. It truly is, and I'm so proud of you. And you videoed it. It was so wonderful. You streamed.
I'm glad Frank did.
It was so interesting to see you going through that.
I know. I thought about live tweeting, but I'm glad I didn't because, like, when shit got really real and things were very scary, like there would have been a huge lapse in tweets anyway. So it just would have worried people, I think.
Right. And I'm glad you turned your notifications off and just like chilled because
okay, so I'm getting all these texts, obviously, because it's normal. Because the info, like my fluid, is leaking out, and it was finally it was a text from Luby from Compound Media asking if I knew any bookers in Dallas. I handed my phone to Frank. I was like, "Turn this shit the fuck off. I don't have the bandwidth for people asking me about bookers right now." Like I just snapped. I was like, I don't want to hear shit from nobody. I was like, turn off every notification.
And it's so funny. It's so serendipitous because I stopped by when Gigi was hosting What Spot, and I just sat there because I had been there earlier, filling in for Gino or whatever. And she felt so bad when I was walking out. She was like, "Is Chrissie in labor?" And nobody knew really that you were yet or anything. And I don't think you were, but she was like, I was asking her something stupid, like to help me with something. And she said, "I'm having contractions. I can't fucking talk right now."
And my fluids are leaking.
And I went have the best response. I was like, "Can't talk right now, having contractions, BRB." And then
she felt so terrible. I was like, "Well, actually, her water did break like 2 days ago, and she's in the hospital." So yeah, but you know, so but don't take any harm.
Just what it is. It's just what it is. I just remember going to the hospital and them telling me, "No, because I was not dilating. No, you should just go home, have some breakfast, go home, and come back in a little while." Okay, so Tom and we don't have breakfast because I can't flip and eat a thing because I am having contractions. And then we're watching, Oprah Winfrey was on at 9:00 in the morning in Chicago at that time. Okay, it was 1990. So we're just laying in the bed and I'm dying. I mean, I'm having contractions and you're really right. It really hurts. And
yeah.
And I'm just thinking they sent me home. Why did they fucking send me home?
Why would you do that? Yeah.
How could you do such a thing?
So I did. I got up and I called a friend and I said, "I don't know. These feel like contractions to me. I do not know why they sent me home." And, I explained it to her. And then I got back in the bed and watched a little more Oprah Winfrey, who I fucking hate now. Okay.
I hate her too. I did a complete 180 on Oprah too. I was like, I used to love her. And now I'm like, she's fucking a pedophile. She's bases in Haiti. Like all the
She
everything
that's
bad, I believe it.
She knows nothing about. Okay. She wants to give diet advice. What? She wants to give baby advice.
Girl, Oprah, you found Ozempic, okay? That's what you
That's
did.
all she's done in the past 20 years is now it's like, oh, wow, it's not a diet plan. You're on Ozempic. Ozempic.
I don't even know if you guys remember her losing weight and bringing out a wagon full of fat. And that's how much weight she lost.
You get a fat and you
look
pound
that
of
up.
fat.
It is
look under your seats. There's a clump of fat down there for every pound I lost. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So you were watching Oprah and then
we were we were in the bed. Tom was in the bed with me. We're both exhausted, whatever. It's, 9:30 in the morning now, and they sent me home, and all of a sudden I don't know, I just got up maybe to go to the bathroom, and my water wasn't leaking. It just went whoosh.
See, that's what they tell you in the movies.
I know.
That's what they
I
tell
get to
you.
the bathroom. I'm trying to call my mom at the firework company, and my brother Anthony answers, and I said, Anthony, is mom there? And he went, no. I said, I think my water just broke. What should I do? He goes, I suggest Tom gets you to the hospital right now. You know how Anthony was. He was just kind of man. Yeah.
Well, I suggest you go to the hospital.
It was pretty crazy. Yeah.
Wait, Chrissy walked around for 2 days, and I'm such an idiot mom. I'm like, I think you were saying, not complaining, but saying when I was at your house, yeah, you just start leaking. I'm just leaking. And I'm like, probably fine. Not like, oh, your water may have kind of broken. I
just don't know. I mean, if it's just seeping out little by little, is that what that was happening, Chrissy? Oh, well, she's not here.
Oh, she might. Oh, yeah. She's a mom now. Okay. But her mic is muted.
Oh.
Anyway, yes. So that was a wild thing. I can't
and
but I am such a layman. Right.
Every single person has a different birth experience. And I mean, I don't know. We're not wimps about it, but it does fucking hurt. And it's really awful. And those whole 24 hours where even with the Pitocin and with the epidural, I was not even getting anywhere.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the doctor or
what
the nurse
can you do for me now?
Please, now this is enough.
Right.
Okay,
so now what? Right.
It was 1 o'clock in the morning now. So
oh, you're back.
I ordered Taco Bell.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Good for you. And also, whenever you need to leave, I will stay here for 3 hours. So, but did you just boob feed the baby?
I did. Breastfeeding is a trip. It's it fucking hurts at first because your boobs are basically it's the first day on a new job that they didn't, you know what I mean? They did no on the job training. They maybe aren't qualified. It's well, this is your job now.
Oh, is it just one boob that he likes better?
You have to keep doing both. And it takes 3, 4, or 5 days for your milk to actually come in. So your first few days, this very small bit of very intensely concentrated, they call it colostrum, is coming out, which is just basically the wheatgrass version of breast milk.
Is it feeding the baby?
It is. Yeah. Cause their stomachs are so small. That's the size of a marble when they're first born.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't take much to fill them up, but that's why you have to constantly feed them to keep them going.
Chrissy, what did you tell me too about there was red crystals or something?
Oh yeah. Their first couple of pees, it's there are these rusty red colored crystals that it's almost like our tortoise when it passes urates, it's this white stuff that comes out, but it's something that has to do with the transition to your digestive system adjusting to breast milk. He passes these sort of red, it looks like blood in a diaper, but it's not blood. It's these basically crystals
and that's from breast
through.
That is the weirdest thing.
I mean, because I don't know anything about that. Is that from the breast milk that he?
It's his. I think it's hormones, but it's also him digesting it. It's his digestive system is also doing a brand new thing too, because for 9 months he was a sea creature, breathing water, tasting water, and this is why newborns get freaked out when you walk away for 2 minutes, because they literally have an existential crisis every time they're alone, because all they know is they're feeling you, tasting you, hearing you for 9 months, and then
it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, and how do you feel about that? It's so emotional, isn't it?
Because they can't actually separate themselves from you. They don't know that they're a separate entity.
But when this baby came out, it was so emotional, right?
Oh my god, I cried every day. I cried, holy shit. I didn't get any sleep the first couple days, or tonight, or last night, or the night before. But there was a moment where I had a little bit of a melty. Like I took a 2-hour nap and I woke up and Frank was like, oh, like, because we saw the crystals in the diaper, and I thought, you just wake up, you're like, is something wrong? You just, all your worst fears have come true. You know, you wake up in a panic.
That's
And
my problem with it. People think
Yeah.
it's like, oh, she just doesn't want to not drink White Claw for 9 months. I'm like, no, I just feel like I would never rest. I would never relax if
It's
I.
a major life change.
Yeah. Then you're like, what's wrong? There's red crystals in his diaper. What is this? Is he dying? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. But
like, is this a time machine? What's happening?
What is
know.
this?
Oh my
And
god.
then what they used to have, like in Mickey's day, you'd give birth and they take the baby to a nursery and then you can sleep for 8 or 9 hours. And that was just commonplace. It's like a little baby laboratory. They keep all the beans lined up in their bins. And also used to be the dads would like never even be involved. The dads would be in the waiting room the whole time. They get a cigar. They were never holding a leg. They were never looking into the eye of the storm.
No, Tom was there. Tom was there.
Oh, that's good.
Even
I
for
said
the
to Chrissie,
C-section. Even for the C-section. He didn't want to be there.
well, Mom, I don't know if you were listening, but Chrissie told me too, like Frank was basically like, I didn't want or plan to be that involved. Like,
yeah.
But
he was working there.
He felt like he worked a shift, like at a hospital.
Yeah.
Dad
he's
always
like handing them things. He's fully working there.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He was handing them things.
I mean, and I'm sure it's a lot different since 1990 and 1992, but Tom was there and they even let him come into that operating room. It was unbelievable. Yeah.
Dad always describes it though. He's like, no, it's disgusting.
Yeah,
They set her bladder and pancreas on the table, and I had
they
to
didn't
watch
set it on the
like,
table. They set it on like another part of my body, I guess.
Yeah. They put it on your chest.
Yeah, they just
But
take her
also-
bladder out and set it on her chest, and then all of a sudden you were there. He was like,
Well,
no,
the-
it was not.
But
gross.
the other thing is, Chrissie, you said about a C-section. They didn't do that to me. They made this teeny little cut right here, and the doctor I had, I think he was really, like advanced.
Ooh.
I mean advanced. He was ahead of his time because they made this little teeny incision, and they would push the baby out like it was the birth canal.
Whoa.
So that you could feel all that tugging and all that stuff and all that pulling. And it took him like 20 minutes to get that baby out.
Wow.
Because they were pushing your stomach and the baby out of this little teeny incision.
Wow.
Because it squishes all the bad stuff like if a baby was coming through the birth canal.
Wow.
Right.
That
like-
was, I mean, I think that was really advanced and really cool.
Oh,
That sounds very
right.
advanced.
Oh,
So I didn't
okay.
have some huge scar
That's
or
great.
like cut up this way or cut up really wild down this way.
They
So-
didn't cut your taint open, Mom, or anything? Like
No. That would be if you're trying to push that baby out of your vagina.
Oh, right. Okay. See, it's bizarre to me that there are so many people on Earth and people go through this all the time. I cannot fucking imagine.
Well,
Like,
they do. I want to ask you a question. So you have this little boy baby.
Aw.
I remember them taking my little boy baby, Rocco, down for a circumcision, and I was just devastated.
yeah.
I
I
could've
told
gone-
Chrissie that. Yeah.
Yeah. I could have gone 50-50.
I was we were
circumcision.
contemplating the other way. We were.
Yeah, I was always 50-50, and I always was like, I'm always going to defer to Frank because, like, he has a penis. He knows what that's like, you know what I mean? Like, and the more I would talk to people, and I'm in this kind of like based groups of this based group chat on Twitter of like moms of like either other YouTubers or like public figures or wives of public figures, and every time I would talk about it with them, they would just be like, no, there's really no like medical reason that, you know, and then I talked to this based like Russian nurse one of the days, and she was like, it just became very normal in the US, like during the 50s and the 60s. And now we just have generations of men who are all circumcised and everyone just does it because, that's
what
how
about the locker room? Yeah,
it
right.
looks better. It's you know what I mean? Like in my experience, I'd be like, oh yeah, it looks better and it's cleanly or whatever. But I was always like 50-50. And then you do kind of look into the sort of, is it traumatic? And what if it's like, this is why I didn't get LASIK. What if I'm the one person that it gets botched on? Like, what if the beam is one person where like somebody's tired or they sneeze and they miss and they cut his whole dick off?
I just didn't want to hurt the baby.
Yeah. So, and I was like, after the birth he had, we were like, he's been through enough. We're not doing it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I applaud you for that. I do.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
It's funny because I told Chrissy that
every person comes in there and asks you if you want to be circumcised because you're getting checked on every single hour. It's like, it's another reason why nobody sleeps. Is like everyone's coming in, they're mopping the floor, they're changing the garbage, which is good because you're fucking bleeding everywhere like a moose. And it's they're bringing you food, they're checking me, they're checking the bean, and so like this one guy was like, are you getting him circumcised? I was like, hey, your job is to just take the food trays away, buddy.
Yeah.
Like,
go away, breakfast boy. Like, what are you asking me that for? Yeah.
No, I applaud you for that because you know what? We didn't want to, but Americans, that's the
right. Yeah, nobody else on earth has their like. Well, also, I feel like we had a SimpCast like discussion about this, and it really made me like. I feel like your kid is my kid. It made me turn a corner on the bean.
And I'm not kidding. I walked down there when they took him, and I was right outside the door. I couldn't see what was happening. The minute they did that to him, he started screaming, and it killed me.
I told Chrissy that, and I said, I'm so glad. And also, worst case scenario, if he's like, it's cosmetic. If he wants to later in life, it'll be odd, but he'll go and take care of that himself. If
he really wants to, but
But everybody, it was one SimpCast, and everybody basically right now is saying like, no, do not do that.
I think we're turning a corner in the United States. I'm hoping that we are, honestly, because that is barbaric, I think.
We are, and we're also used to seeing it, so we just go, oh, and porn is part of the reason too that everyone's going,
I know, and watch American porn, and you have to see that being a penis that's circumcised, but
his peenie, his
I
choice.
mean,
That's
I'm
guilty.
sorry, sleep with a European man or a Mexican man or any other country man, which I'm sure we've all slept with a few. There's nothing wrong with it, man.
Nothing wrong with it.
As long as it's erect, they all look the same. If you were, you should never. Listen. No one looks at a flaccid penis, and if you're looking at a flaccid penis, something is wrong. You shouldn't be.
Really, we're not looking that close either. Hopefully,
exactly. That's hilarious. Oh my god. Oh my god.
It is like scary though, because you're making such a huge decision, like.
Yeah,
it may or may not. You know what I mean? Like, God, what if they fucked up? You could never forgive yourself.
And also, like you said about the anesthesiologist, I had a slam piece that was an anesthesiologist, and he was the biggest alcoholic I've ever met in my life. Okay. He would be drunk anesthesiologying. He would whatever. So I can't imagine it's somebody's job to snip a baby. What if the good guy takes the day off of work? What if they stayed up too late? What if, I mean, anything can go wrong. You have to look at the medical industry like they're just people too, right? Like they just go through like, what if the person that snips my baby's dick, I'm so sorry to say it in so much in that way, but like didn't get enough sleep that night, right? And then they end up with like a botched job. It's so bizarre. Like, you have to be a certain kind of person to be in the medical industry in general, but then it's like, God.
Yeah, I think the whole thing is very scary. So
and the base Russian nurse was like, I don't understand your country. They just got used to looking at them for years and years, and no one questions them. And she's saying it's not more hygienic. They used to think it was more hygienic. Maybe like back in the fucking Middle Ages when people couldn't afford to wash their dicks, but
Right, you just have to take a shower and wash yourself.
Yeah.
Zhuzh some water up in those folds. It's fine. Like, it's not going to be a big deal. Right. Or just teach your kid. Yeah, you got to, it's fine. And then
nobody wants to floss their teeth either, but we have to do that. So
it's a very good point. Chrissy, write that down. That's a good joke.
I mean, literally, we have some folds down there ourselves as women.
Right. No, we're a self-cleaning oven. We don't have to do it.
Frank and I, we knew if we were going to have a girl, the choice is obvious. We would, of course, get her circumcised, but it was a little more of a conversation.
She can never be with a man.
No clit.
No clit.
No pleasure.
No pleasure.
Strict no clit rule in this house.
Lock her in the basement until she's 18, and even then, maybe keep her down there. No clit, no nothing. That's that. And that's final.
No shoes, no clit, no service.
And I'm not going to say this, okay? But cover her face.
Cover her face.
And then you do see the videos, right, of what they put the little beans in, like the contraptions they have to use to strap them down. It's like, God,
they're circumcising them. I've never seen that. And I'm like, I'm never gonna.
They strap down their little legs, and I'm like, he already had like a fucking traumatic birth.
You know what? I thought you were gonna say you did have him circumcised. Because I don't even know why. I thought
I was. In my mind I thought that we were gonna, and
that's
I
what
just
everyone does.
Yeah, it's not that important. It's just like
I just don't think we were strong enough to stand up to the people.
Doctors, and they want you to
know the people in our lives that said my mom was one of them, Grandpa Bob was one of them. You know,
really?
Yeah. My mom was like, oh,
everyone loves to chime in. Yeah.
And so those two especially.
What I always get nervous about is like in the hospital or what have you, they're like, sign this, tell us this, decide now. It's like,
and how do you please tell me how you decide in the completely hormonal state you are in after having this baby to do this major thing,
right?
Oh my gosh!
So
and you know what, Chris, I was a weepy mess from my eyes.
Me too. I was crying so
hospital.
Much.
It was unbelievable. It was so.
Yeah.
And we turned down. You have to though, and you have to like you and your partner have to have each other's fucking back. You have to know like what are they going to push on us right away? What are we going to do? What are we going to say no to? And we were going to say no to all of it, but because of his crazy ass birth, we said yes to the vitamin K shot just because we were like,
what is that?
Vitamin K is for blood clotting because he got, he had like a banged up birth. So we're like, okay, he's bleeding. We want him to be able to clot and, not die. So we did the
Mickey, they wanted to have her have vaccinations while he was in the womb, even.
Yeah, they want to they're gonna give you a Tdap in your third trimester, which is something they never used to do. And they're like, oh, well, the infant needs a fucking whooping cough immunity.
Oh my God.
No, you're not gonna take him outside,
No, right.
Yeah.
Well, nobody has pertussis. It's just not happening. Yeah.
You're gonna let him get an immune system on his own. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
That's awful.
And we turned down the erythromycin, which is some kind of, they put eye gunk in the baby's eyes right away. But that is only if you test positive for like chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, and you, while being like vaginally born, they're worried that it'll pass into the baby's eyes. But if you're negative for all those things, there's
then
no
why
need.
have it? Yeah.
But did they do it anyway?
No, we turned it down. We're like, we're not doing that.
Okay, good.
And then
Michael,
they're
what
like,
vaccines did I have? Just polio?
I mean, when you were a little girl, I took you for the regular vaccines, like your first set of vaccines when you were, I don't know, 3 months old.
In the 80s and 90s, there were so far fewer of them. Now there's 76
they were a lot
vaccines.
fewer. So
76? Yeah. Wild.
Yep.
So you were 3 months old. I took you to the doctor. They gave you your few vaccines, and then I took you over to Claire's and got your ears pierced.
And I love that about you because
I figured you're getting shots and shit right now, and you're already in pain. So
right. I have to commend Chrissy for giving the really the same day after my vaccines, you took me to get my ears pierced.
Yeah, 3 months.
Because I was already getting sick.
Yeah, you were
because I was already in pain all day. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you already had your few little shots. So I just strolled you over to Claire's and got your pierced.
I love that. I have to commend Chrissy though, because like I wouldn't do research and be like, hey, I don't think I need this or the baby needs this. And because doctors, I'm like, whatever, go ahead. Yeah.
And I just think in this day and age, especially, Chrissy is you're smart to have done all that research, because I don't think it was that sinister.
Yeah.
In 1990.
No, in 2023, there are 76 shots on the the CDC vaccination schedule. A lot of them are flu shots. Now some of them are the fucking new COVID mRNA shots.
It's crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
And
Frank this is a good one.
Wow, once they try selling you on circumcision by citing STD prevention, I knew there was a problem. If I have a concern about my child and STDs, I have way bigger issues than him being circumcised.
Yeah.
I agree completely.
Yeah.
I agree completely. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you have to really be aware now for
you do
have
because
definitely.
And what my favorite thing that I picked up on is the difference between the doctors, and there's like a ton of female doctors and nurses there, obviously, but the difference between like the doctors and the lactation consultants, because they all come see you like once every hour. So you feel like you see everyone who works there over 4 days, you know. The doctors come in, they go, oh, are you gonna breastfeed or are you gonna formula feed? All right, well, you know, you don't want to have that pressure on you to be the baby's only source of food. So, you know, we'll give you some formula to take home. No big deal. Like no pressure, nothing wrong with formula. On
the other hand,
are you getting them circumcised? Oh, and make sure you get your Hep B, get all your things, right? Then a lactation consultant comes in, you talk to her, and she's like, oh, like, what supplements are you on? And I tell her, and she was like impressed. She was like, wow, you did your research. A lot of these women are just on shit from CVS. And then we're talking about immune system, talking about when you actually are breastfeeding your child, like the baby literally puts an order in, like literally the baby talks to your boobs and puts an order in for what they need in their breast milk. Like if they're fighting something or they need more of something, like, and then your body just whips it up. Like they actually communicate. And
that's
like if I had it's wild. Like if I had a cold or something I was fighting off, those immunities that go straight into him. And just about how you're giving your child like immunity, like building blocks for life, you know. And they won't be like, well, if it's too tough, it's too hard on you, you can always do formula. Like these women are like, no, you can fucking do it. It's hard for a few days, but it's gonna come in. Like,
yeah.
And like you just feel like the values are more in line. And they said, well, I said, why is that? Because these doctors are like pushing formula and stuff, and they're like, no one will ever make money off you breastfeeding. They will make money off formulas. They will make money off of, because I'm sure the hospitals have a deal with, I don't know, Pampers or whatever.
No, right. It's like the pharmaceutical companies. Exactly.
Right.
Well, we'll push this formula. Like, you know, Mickey, you didn't breastfeed us because I just think we were just like over it. Yeah.
No, on the other hand, they should not make you feel guilty about not breastfeeding.
Definitely not. Yeah.
True. I had no desire whatsoever to do that. I just didn't.
And look how I turned out.
I had these babies in me for 9 months each. Okay, I'm done. I just want to have my own body back. And I just had no desire for it. I had no thought
But
about it.
they will try and push the formula on you. Like I would say probably it's a moneymaker, right?
Well,
but
that also,
yeah.
but okay, my doctor's name was Dr. Bush. Very appropriate, okay? In that day and age. Right? And he said, and I asked him about breastfeeding, and he said, it could go either way. I for one, if you don't want to breastfeed, it gives the dad a chance to be feeding the baby also. So
that's true. That's
he put
nice.
a positive spin on it. He definitely did.
And so not everyone can. Like some people have blocked.
No, and then,
ducts and shit.
then if they keep making you feel guilty about not doing it, and if you can't, then what? You feel unfulfilled as a woman and a failure.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's a good
I'm not
point.
about that crap. You do what you want to do.
Chrissy was like, I'm gonna push this baby out. I don't want drugs. You had to do the epidural because it was too painful. That's not.
But
those
are not drugs per se.
Right.
Those are not drugs per se. I know.
Yeah.
It's a drug to numb you, but and maybe it gets in the baby. But you did good. You did good.
They swear up and down it doesn't. They swear up and down that the epidural is extremely safe. It doesn't get to the baby, but like I don't know.
I don't think those are the kind of drugs they're talking about. I'm talking about, way back when they would give you all kinds of like, downers or whatever to get you through pain.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what they did.
I would be like,
they give women in my mom's day and age twilight sleep.
What's that?
What? Toilet sleep?
Twilight.
Twilight.
It was called twilight sleep.
Oh.
They would put something on herself and she would be sort of awake but really out of it, and they would and she would have the baby.
That sounds amazing. That if I were if I were
nitrous oxide.
No, I'm like, give me laughing gas. I'm like, give me any drug you could possibly give me.
No, look at that. Yeah. I mean, they would put women out and they would just get the baby out.
Wow.
It's crazy. They wouldn't remember the thing.
Well, Chrissy, you're just essentially breastfeeding him, right? Or boob
Yes,
feeding
because
him.
I love doing things the hard way. And
yes.
No,
but then
hard way, but it's very sweet also, right?
Yeah, I feel like I have to give it my absolute best shot. Like,
of course,
whatever's meant to be will be. But like, I have to really, I think I just like owe it to him to give it my best try. So,
but then will you? So then, what did they tell you? Can you have a drink? Can you have a Truly or a White Claw?
They said in my class that. Yeah, it's not like you have to, if you had a drink, it's not like you have to pump and dump. You just have to wait till you're not buzzed anymore, and then you can feed.
Until it's out of your
right. Because if you're not buzzed or feeling it, then I guess you can. But I know myself, and I'm just probably gonna keep on not really drinking. Like I might have a little, but
there's a comic that we used to. This kid was, I mean, he was 5 at the time, and I used to like watch him. He was 5 years old, and she would come home after I would just watch him, and she was drunk, and he would be like, just like crawl up on her and be like, oh, she's like, you're getting vodka tits tonight. Like,
wow.
And I'm like, he's 5, number one. Wow. Number 2, what? Like, it's the weirdest thing
I've
ever seen
5
in my
years
life.
old is too old to breastfeed. Sorry.
Probably. When are you supposed to
in
stop
my
that?
mind.
Yeah. Well, he might not have been 5. He might have been 4.
Sorry, when the child can walk up to you and grab your boob and put it in his mouth, it's right. Quick.
Okay? If you can ask for it, you're too old. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. He might not have been 5. Okay. 5 is like talking age. Okay. Maybe 3 then. But he was walking and like, I was going like, oh boy, well, take care. I don't know.
Everybody's different and everybody's differently, and that's all good.
You
no
work it out
judgment with anybody,
Yeah.
So then yes, we'll Yeah. And then wait, and mommy, did you hear when the bean spoke first live on air just now?
No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it. No. Oh
He's
my
so
God.
cute. He makes the cutest little noises. Like when he's feeding, he'll sometimes be like, you know, like,
So beautiful.
just like,
The next time you're
So
gonna have
cute.
him on, please, I have
Oh.
to know in advance.
His
I
little,
know.
God.
I can't understand why he's so cute. Like I
He
feel like
is.
I don't deserve it. Like
He's so beautiful.
blown away.
Fucking
He's
so
just
adorable.
clear skinned, and he does not even look like a wrinkly little baby. He looks beautiful.
Oh,
Right.
and like thank God he was 7 pounds 12 ounces because
That's
you
a
lose,
good. It's a
you
good.
lose a little bit of weight after you're born, and that's what they watch on you, because if you're breastfeeding, like it's it's a very little bit. It takes a few days to come in, but if you lose too much weight, then you can get to a place where they're like, well, sorry, you got to sub in formula because your
Right.
baby's losing too much weight, but he's hanging in there.
Good. That's good. And that's a decent sized baby. I mean, it's not too little. It's not too big.
That's big. I mean, I was 7 pounds flat.
Perfect.
I think my brother and sister were 7 and change. I think
Yeah,
Frank
that's kind of small.
was 8'2" maybe.
I was 9 pounds, right, Mickey? 9
9'6".
9 pounds 6 ounces. And when Rocco was born, he was what, 7 pounds?
7 pounds, maybe 7 pounds 8 ounces, something like that. 7
And
pounds.
that was her first child, and she was like, "You look just the way I always dreamed you would," right?
Oh.
And then when I was born, they were like, "Ew, what the
Oh,
fuck
stop.
is this?"
That's not true.
It's David Letterman.
That is not.
It's David Letterman, baby.
Your dad said that. I never said that. I never said that. I'm gonna tell you straight up. I'm telling you straight up. Okay, so Karen and Arnie came. You know, the day after you were born, they all came to the hospital. Whatever. Arnie.
Why is she so
Uncle
big?
Arnie, no, Uncle Arnie went. That's a Mickey baby. Because he thought you looked like me, which I thought that was really so sweet. And people thought Rocco looked like Tom for the most part.
Yeah.
But I think you both look like me in different ways, and you both look like Dad in different ways, you know? So
Chrissy, when you saw him for the first time, like, so yeah, Mickey always says like he looked just like I dreamed him. Not
no,
like
I said
David Letterman.
yeah. I said you look just like
I did have a dream. I had a dream my stomach was see-through, and I looked down and I saw a bunch of like dark hair, and he came out and he had dark hair.
Does he have a lot of hair?
Not like a Mexican. I mean, I was looking into the NICU or the nursery, and there are some babies that look like they had fucking wigs on. These kids have so much damn hair. I'm like, is that a toupee?
That was me. I had lots of hair.
Oh yeah,
a lot of hair
crazy.
too.
Yeah,
and Frank probably did.
And oh my god, and it's so cute. He has like a little bit of hair like on his back, and like a little bit of hair on his ears and on his arm. It's so cute. He's like a little animal.
I can't.
So cute.
Well, thank God his nursery is woodland themed. Right.
It's so chic. Yeah.
Can we
There's
tell them
nothing-
about what you told me about when you were wandering the halls and then they
Yes.
sent
Oh, this is what I was getting to. Right.
Yeah.
So I had a couple of little melties. Like 2 days in a row, all I got was 2 hours of sleep each day. One of the first day, Frank's mom came. She's like, "You have to sleep." So I slept 2 hours. I woke up. I was like, "Huh? What? What's going on?" And then I started crying, thinking about like missing my parents and just being overwhelmed. Like just getting through the birth in general, and like, holy shit, we didn't die. What a miracle. And then the second night, Frank woke me up after I was sleeping for 2 hours and was like, "Hey, we have some of these like crystals in the diaper. Like, we should get a nurse, right?" Like, very chill, calm. But I was like, "Huh? What? What's going on?" And I started like crying again because your hormones like just take a dive. Like your hormones are fucked. You know,
You're a mess. I agree.
I was sobbing, and then the nurse came in to check on the bean, and then like I'm just sobbing, and she's like, "I'm gonna take him to the nursery like for a couple hours so you can sleep." And then she, walks him away. And then I collect myself and I go, I have to go talk to this nurse. I have to explain myself. I have to explain logically. This is just hormones. I'm not really crazy like this. I'm not mentally ill. I felt very strongly I need to go and find this nurse and explain myself to her. Right.
Oh yeah. Wait, what did you tell them?
10 minutes later.
When you said
got a little.
I'm just gonna go look at the bean, but really in her brain, yeah.
I'm just gonna go look at him. I'm just gonna go look at him in the nursery. Maybe find the nurse. Maybe explain myself. 10 minutes later, I get a little turned around. A different nurse finds me wandering the halls of the hospital, sobbing. Just sobbing at 4 a.m. lost, wandering around in a fucking robe, you know. And I was like, I have to find the nurse. I have to explain to her that I'm not crazy.
Not a baby.
I just want to see him. I just want to see him in the nursery. I just want to look at him.
I have to explain myself. I want them to know I'm not crazy. They're like, well, you look crazy right now.
I'm in a fucking robe, okay?
Erica says you finally wore a robe. I did appreciate that you were in a robe in the video. Chrissy does not like
a
robes.
chic robe. It's like ugh. I hate
wandering the halls. Yeah.
I hate hospital things, hospital people, hospital aesthetic. I hate all of it.
It's fucking irrational behavior. It just is. Because
here's the thing, though. So a different nurse finds me crying, and then I find the nurse I wanted. And she said, "Hey, look!" She brings me over to the window of the nursery, I am fucking crazy. He's like, "Look, there he is. There's Frankie. He's with somebody. They're on the rocking chair. Wave, hi, everything's fine." I go, "Okay, I'm gonna go back to bed." And then the next morning, a social worker arrives to our room. And they said, "Yeah, somebody put in an order for you for a social worker." Like, that bitch snitched on me. She's like, "This crazy bitch is walking the halls at 4 a.m. crying. They ordered a social worker on me."
It's like you. God, it's like it can't just be my hormones. Maybe I'm crying. Like,
yeah.
And then the next day you're like, "Oh, I'm embarrassed. Now a social worker's here. Great."
I was like, "God damn it!" I was like, "This motherfucker, this fucking girl snitched on me. She said we were friends."
She said we were friends. And then you go like, "Oh, it's okay. Just go back to bed." They can't just chalk it up to hormones. And then you believe everything that's going on in the hospital. And then all of a sudden people come in with clipboards and they're like, "How's everything at home?"
Yes. Oh, they come right the fuck in. They want to know what you do for work, where you live, who you live with. They also really they want to find out if you're fucking a drug mule. They ask you many questions. They are not.
Wait, what is the meaning of this? Right.
Yeah.
Like, what's happening here?
Oh, and then I was like, "You lied to me. You said we were friends.
You said we were friends.
Yeah.
I only wanted to apologize to you.
Now I have a file."
You've got a file now.
Nothing.
Oh my God. And so wait, and the social workers come in and they're like, "So we heard that you were having a rough night last night."
Oh, yeah. And I was like, "Oh, you mean my mental breakdown in the hallway?"
Get out.
I'm sorry. They're not women.
I'm not telling you anything.
Yeah. You can't make me.
I'll get up right now. And also, when you were walking around the halls trying to apologize to the nurses, did you have I almost called it
an
IV bag. Yeah,
no,
like an IV
that you're rolling around.
That would have been perfect for my look, but no.
Okay, so
I just had a hospital cup of apple juice that I was walking around with.
I know. After my C-section, I just could tell you this really funny story.
Yes.
The next day, when they were going to take me down for my C-section, I had sculpted nails on and whatever. And literally, Tom, while they were preparing me for my C-section at 1 a.m. in the morning, the nurse gave him nail polish remover. So he was there rubbing off the nail polish because they have to see the beds of your nails. Okay, because I had colors on my nails.
That's right. Chrissy and I went and got our nails done. I said, "It's the perfect nails to give birth in." But
so he did that. They cut me open. I had this baby, emotional, whatever I am. The next day, I do have an IV. I'm in the bed. They, of course, brought me Rocco several times and whatever. But I know my Italian family's coming to visit me at the hospital. So I'm like, Tom, you got to bring me some nail polish so I can repolish my nails because, I mean, it was half off, half on. He didn't do a good job taking it off.
Poor Dad.
And then,
like, it was just really
then
happening.
the IV, I was not going to be in this fucking hospital gown, okay?
Aw.
I was going to get in my pajamas. And I literally got up and worked this IV around so I could get out of the hospital gown and put my own pajamas on, okay? Because I'm having visitors.
I have visitors. And I love to be in that nice outfit.
That nurse came in and she went, how are you out of this hospital gown? I said, I'm very...
What hospital gown?
I said, I'm very resourceful.
Oh my
because
God.
I'm sorry. Are you kidding me? My family's coming here. Tom's family's coming here. They're going to all be in this hospital room. Okay?
What will they think of me? If
I
don't
look good. Or sort of good.
Oh my God.
God.
There's nothing so insulting than watching someone with a clipboard show up to your room. You're like, oh God, really?
Well, when I have worse actually, and I was not giving birth obviously, but remember there were a couple times I ended up in the hospital for a few days before we realized I had I have Wolf Parkinson's white, so every time I go to the hospital for anxiety, when I thought I was dying or something, they would admit me and keep me there for days. It's just a nothing heart issue, but they didn't know. And I'd be in there for days.
It's not nothing exactly, but you're okay.
Yes, it's not nothing exactly, but I'm fine. I remember waking up, my phone is dead. No one could seem to find me. They wouldn't feed me because they were afraid they would have to perform surgery. They wouldn't give me a phone charger. And I'm like, I don't even know if my parents know where I am. And I saw, I'm not shitting you. I wake up one morning and there is a priest standing over me. And what looks like
was it an old priest and a young priest or just one?
It was just a man with a fucking, what do you call it? What are those priestly things? They have,
rosary?
Well, no, like the white thing in the collar. I don't know what you call it. And
like a priest collar.
Yes. And I went, yes. Hello. And he was there with two women. They have pamphlets and they're like, we just want to know if you want to like. I'm like, is this my last rites? Am I dying? Yeah. Am I in hospice? I don't know. They're pumping me with anti-anxiety medication. I'm like,
is that the Harlem hospital you were in?
Yes. And then they're there with pamphlets and I wake up. I'm like, what is happening? Okay, I'm dying. This is my last rites. I'm like, I didn't tell them I was a Catholic when I, checked in, but here it goes. They're like, we just want to know if you want to find the Lord or need any help. I'm like, I'm not on drugs. All right. I don't know why they won't let me go. And if I'm not dying, could you please?
I have an abnormal EKG because I have this really weird disease with an extra electrical pathway to my heart. Please stop.
Exactly. I'm like, all right, yes, I've done a little blow in my life. And maybe I was anxious because I drank too much. But if I'm not dying, please go away. They were like, they gave me pamphlets and I was just listening to them like, do you need help? Or I'm like, no. And this is a God thing. Unless I'm dying, do not show up as a priest here. That's horrifying. God.
They didn't know what to make of you.
Yeah, no one does. So,
So it was our last day. We're checking out. We got to see, it's funny. Once they want you out, they want you to get the fuck out.
They do.
It happens quickly. And everyone's got to see you. There's paperwork and stuff. This one doctor lady comes in. She's like, and she was kind of cool. Like most people were very nice. Occasionally you'd be like, oh, I hated that one. Oh, that one was based or that one was cool. This lady comes in. She's like, so what do you guys do when you're not making cute babies? And Frank goes, oh, well, she's a nationally touring, headlining stand-up comedian. And she's like, haha, that's funny. No, really, what do you do? He's like, no, really. Yeah. That's what she does. And it was like complete silence, like shock.
They don't know what to say to you then? What?
Yeah.
Well, I think you know,
Like, don't they want to try and tell you some jokes of their own?
No, because they just like thank God, I'm in there I'm in there under Frank's last name, right? Because that's what I call my health insurance name. And thank God though, because if I was in there under Chrissie Mayr, they'd be fucking Googling me. I feel like
They would.
I think people would be not coming in to check on me. You know what I mean?
They would.
Oh yeah,
claim
you
your
never know.
autograph.
So.
What's your next tour date? Right?
Yeah.
Or, just like, oh, you were at the insurrection? Well, then we won't deliver your baby. Like, or
This is
something.
New York.
Yeah.
This is New York,
It's New York. Yeah. I had a couple black nurses. I was like, don't fucking Google my fried chicken joke.
Oh my God. Or no, they just slip a vaccine to you somehow or something like that. If you Googled it, right. So, but I love that was the only time that, because Frank tried to do, what was his joke? That he tried 6 or 7 times during your pregnancy. It was when can we tell if she's actually the mother or not?
That is hilarious.
That one never landed. But when they were leaving, and he said she's a stand-up comedian, they were like, ha, ha, ha. No, I don't know.
So I don't know if that person maybe Googled me. No, what would she even Google?
No, but you went on, you're like, you're Christine, right?
Right.
So yeah, you were Christine.
I'm a whole
Pellegrino.
different personality. Christine sobs in the hallway at 4 a.m. She's not, witty, cracking jokes, holding court.
You did make a joke to the anesthesiologist with a giant needle, though. So
I did.
Yeah. And he was like, yes, I got the joke, but no nonsense.
Yeah. I was like, I'm testing him because if he laughs, I know he's not qualified, but he didn't laugh.
It was Palm Sunday, right? That joke. That was funny.
That's my Uber joke. When we're on the road and Uber driver goes, what do you do? I go, comedy. Oh, tell me joke. That's my joke I tell.
That's funny. That's a funny joke.
Tell me joke. Oh my God. Here, we'll read some super chats while oh my gosh, this flew by. Jeez, Louise.
It
did. Okay. Wow. You have a bunch. Everyone's worried about the bean. Also, let's see. I looked over 20 years. Oh my gosh, I can't even remember which ones we read the cat behavioralist. If you're considered,
are you gonna call that woman?
I know I would love to have that woman on my show or something, or just call someone in general. She's not getting better. If anything, she's getting worse. So anybody with any cat tips, I have no idea what to do. But I don't know if I read this, but thank you. It's a yellow boy. I looked over 20 years of USK. Oh, we read that one for sure. I know because I didn't understand it. Chris Thompson, what the fuck? I'm 51 in a headband. Oh, that was why. While Gino was here. Thank you. Gino, can you talk with Jackson Galaxy? Yes, that's the cat person. Kitty, we love Kitty. Hello, Gino. Hello, Kitty. Hello, cute couple. Oh, thank you again, Kitty. What are you cooking for the next Cooking with Keanu? Maybe the cat. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe Chrissy's placenta. That might be fun.
Oh Lord.
Can we have a bit of it and we'll fry it up and then that's a joke, guys, but what are your plans for the placenta? Mickey, did you even think to take it with you?
No, they probably just cut it out of me. I mean, I don't know.
Chrissy said to them, no, I want it. Get it out of the biohazard bin. And she has it in a bag, I think, in the fridge.
So, really? So what are you going to do with it?
I think she just didn't want it being sliced up and given to other people or something. That's what they say nowadays. I don't know. But, so yeah, but also even I told her, when I got the staples taken out of my head, I'm like, can I keep them? They were like, no.
Yeah, I mean, I would not have even thought anything of it. I had C-sections both times. They just took the baby out, did what they did with the placenta and with everything else.
I think it just goes in a biohazard bin.
I mean, I have no idea. I wouldn't have even thought of it. So.
That's so Chrissy to take it with her.
I just didn't want them to have it.
So what are you gonna do with it? Is it in your refrigerator or?
It is. It's in a little lunch bag next to an edible arrangement.
It's incredible that they give it to you, but it should be yours. It came out of your body.
I insisted. I was like, "Give it to me," and you can
And
tell.
what did they say? What did they
People
say?
don't really ask for theirs. I said, "I
I
want
feel
it."
like this bitch is wandering around the halls at 4 a.m. She won't let us keep her placenta.
No.
What's happening here? But you're
He's anti-vax, anti-circumcision, drugs of all
Very
kinds.
natural. You want your placenta. I'm
Yeah.
gonna freeze it. I might cook it and eat it later.
You
Or maybe-
can, Chrissy. I think it's something to consider. People have them freeze dried, and then you take it as like a pill, so you don't have to like.
I don't want. No, I have no desire to ingest it because it's an organ like that's created to absorb toxins. So I'm
Right,
like,
it's
I
never
don't.
been in your body. You don't need it again.
Yeah, it's like eating a used pad. Like why do I need to do that to myself?
Oh
no.
Then everybody that
you
does that is a
tampon,
fool.
That'd be great.
Chrissy said she was gonna bury it in the
file. I have a file.
Really, I don't want to flush this tampon. I'm just gonna eat it.
Why? Why would
true.
you? Muffin, no. I'm
Chrissy
gonna
doesn't
bury
wanna
it in the
eat it.
yard.
She doesn't want to eat it. She just didn't want anybody else to have it. So
Yeah, I was like, I don't want you to have it. Why? They were like, you need to have a plan. What's your plan? For it? Like, why do I
Like,
fucking need a
Well, I don't
plan?
have a plan yet. It's none of your
Yeah,
fucking business.
why do I need a plan? Can't I
It's
just
my
have
body.
it?
I can
Can't I
take
just
it.
hold it? Yeah.
yeah, it came out of me. I
can take
grew it.
bitch.
Yeah. And then the social workers come back in with their clipboards, like, is everything all right? Please. They're fighting over the placenta, like,
my
no,
God.
give it to me.
Oh my
It came
God.
out of me. No.
Yeah.
Here's another one. Viking, thank you. $2. Who won the baby pool? Oh fuck, I forgot the name. Visconti. Also, I almost won the baby pool.
You did, but somebody
I
else-
was the closest, and except for 2 other people. What was the name of the person
Was
that
it
won
the
the
Alaska
baby pool?
dude? Not Alaska.
No,
Canadian
it wasn't
dude?
Nova Scotia. No.
That wasn't Nova Scotia dude. No.
They were close. Yeah, Gino's gonna tell us. But yes, they won because actually no one chose the 10th, which is odd. But I chose the 12th, and then I was the closest until 2 random people chose the 11th. They chose the 11th, and then it came down to, I think, wait. Oh, yeah, date, wait. Okay, so then they had the same date. I think the 11th. Wait, I can't quite remember, but they, for some reason, 12th, 11th. And then the weight was like ounces off, and one person won. So congratulations. Gina will tell us who it is soon. McGuinevere. Hi, yay, my most favorite women on screen. Congrats, Chrissy.
Hello.
We love you and the bean. We love the bean. I can't wait to meet the bean. John Gerner won the baby pool. Congrats. 4'11", 8 pounds, 6 ounces, and he was the closest. So
Wow. You know what I'm gonna do with the placenta? I'm gonna do with it what I would have done with the top of my wedding cake. I'm gonna wait a year and eat it with Frank.
You're gonna freeze it first, and then
freeze it, and then chop it up and serve it to Frank on our 1-year anniversary.
You're gonna cook it some way, or just
No, I'm definitely gonna bury it in the yard, probably with some of my dad's ashes, and like make a little.
That's so dark.
Yeah.
Is that dark? I think it's sweet.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh no! Are you really gonna bury it in the yard?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I
People
guess
do
what else
that.
would you do with it? They bury it in the yard? Okay, well then it is sweet. I thought you were
Yeah.
kidding.
No, I mean deep down enough so the dogs can't find it, but
What is that, Waffles?
yeah.
Oh my!
Is that an old hamburger? Oh no.
What does it look like?
I know. I haven't looked at it yet. You guys want to see it? I can take it out of the fridge
Kinda.
right now.
I do.
Do you want to show it to us?
Can you? It's an exclusive.
Am I gonna
Do
get?
you want to wait and
demonetized?
see it? Do you want to wait and see it first and then show us another time?
Ask Frank. Will you get demonetized? I would love
Yes,
to see. what
Frank.
that
Should I
looks
do
like.
an unboxing of the placenta? Text back yes or no.
It would be really cool to unveil the placenta. Like, this is what he grew in.
Fealty thinks I'll get demonetized.
Okay, yes, probably because it's like a bodily.
It's not a pussy. Come on, like you can't show an old organ that came out of your body. I can't show my medical waste to my followers. Well, what good is this YouTube for then?
Yes, if I can't show my own guts.
But you know what? You know what? Maybe you should wait, because what if YouTube does find out that
What the fuck? No, please don't.
See how we balance each other out?
Yes, and how you and I, like, where I'm like, yes, absolutely, you should show it to us.
I'm going, can we see it?
I don't even know. I'm gonna Google it. I don't even know what it looks like. Placenta. Oh God, it looks horrible.
Wait, so and then we'll like, who carried it home? Did you put it in? He didn't have a daddy bag.
It looks like a murderous jellyfish.
Yeah, because it's just like a million like months of periods all zhuzhed up together in a.
I don't think that's the exact.
It's unionized periods.
It's
they
unionized periods, zhuzhed up. I said that earlier.
Well, because we were like
confused with it.
No, we unionized the contractions, and then the placenta is basically all of your periods that just gather in you to.
It's an amazing thing. Like we grow an entirely new organ.
Line it's usually the lining, and if it's not fertilized, it comes out of you. So,
right.
Wow. For the next 9 months, after it gets fertilized, I don't think that lining gets. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's a.
That's what
thing.
we discovered.
It's the bloody thing.
When that's what comes out of you, it's like 9 months of like globbed up periods.
It is.
Oh, wow.
Is that what it said?
I think.
No, I mean when you first get pregnant, the baby's it is something like an amniotic. Like a sac that it feeds off of, and then when you get further along, that develops into like the legit placenta, which then fuses to, I think, like part of the inside of your, I guess, uterus, and then
it's the weirdest thing. Ugh.
That's why you bleed so much after you give birth. Is because it's basically like, you have a scab that's not ready to come off, but it comes off and it bleeds. It's like that's basically the whole inside of your. It's like an open wound in there.
God. No, I told Chrissy mom, like I'm such an idiot too. I went when she was like very newly pregnant. I went, "Do you get your period when you're pregnant?" And she went, "I don't know."
No.
And then
apparently you can bleed a little. I don't know.
But that's not your period though. It's just some leakage.
Leakage, exactly. But then she Googled it and she told me later, she's like, "Oh, that's what the baby like hangs out in, like all your zhuzhed up periods."
Yeah, the whole lining
baby keeps your periods.
The whole lining of your uterus or whatever that is.
It just zhuzhes the little bean up.
I mean,
I
don't know about zhuzhing. I don't think that's a medical term exactly.
It's the only way, in layman's term, your periods get soaked up and zhuzhed around the baby.
It's like a zhuzh.
Eventually, another.
It's a little like a zhuzh. Zhuzh.
Like a zhuzh, yes.
Like
zhuzhed around the baby.
It's like a French onion soup.
So if you do decide
growing in you and protecting the baby. French onion soup, I think it's good to protect the baby.
Exactly. If you do decide to eat the placenta, can we make it a cooking with Keanu? And I will come over in a chef's hat. And I will fry it up. I'll make it into a lovely appetizer.
So Forever Lost says YouTube takes videos down for dressing your fish or hunting. Your video will be nuked. Let's not call it dressing my fish, okay? When I show everyone what my bottom looks like, dressing
your fish. Also, why would you? I don't think it's ever been done before. Somebody showing a placenta.
Yeah,
I would check that out before you show it.
Yeah. I don't know if they have written rules for it.
It probably feels like showing someone your butthole. It's like very private. It's like nobody's seen it before.
I do love that it's just sitting in the fridge. Maybe
it's in the fridge next to gravy and a bag of
Blue
oranges.
state, the bean has squatter rights and doesn't have to go.
For real.
True.
Oh, Chris Thompson, you make Mickey laugh with that
That's pretty
one.
fucking funny, I have to say.
Here's the rest of them. Libby, Chrissy, please write a blog for us so all ladies can stay informed. For us soon to be mommies. Congratulations, we love you. That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice.
You really did do a great job of keeping us all informed. With because everybody was.
You did, and you and you were just like the major mom trooper, like all the way through, showing your belly and
It's
just being
exhausting.
up there. You were proud. It was good.
And I still have a belly. It's
it's gonna be a while. It'll go away in a little
It looks
while.
like maybe like 5 months pregnant now.
You're gonna have to work on it. But yeah, it's amazing. The baby comes out and you go, I still have a belly.
But I lost 12 pounds out the gate. That's pretty cool.
It is.
But what does it look like, Chrissy? Is it still like a hard, weird
It's
belly?
not hard. I still have like the little line going down the middle of my stomach, but it's like it just feels like you have a kind of like a gut, you know?
But
It's
is it
like
sort of flat-ish?
It's definitely flatter. It's definitely like not like hard, like there's a baby inside. But it's like I have some wraps coming. That Michaela Peterson told me to buy. So I'm gonna be snapping back at once.
You
Also,
are
breastfeeding,
into your shape. You are.
You'll be just fine, yeah. And then I feel like breastfeeding that'll make you.
That makes you.
When you're breastfeeding, you can actually feel your uterus contracting down again. Like it's like again, your body parts are like talking to each other. It's wild.
God, science, biology is so weird.
Crazy.
Yeah. Snap right back. I was really, really fat for 2 years.
Oh.
Wait, 1 and 3. 3 years.
Norman.
She did. Well, that's because you didn't. That's because you gave us cold formula, right?
I mean, we moved here to South Carolina. Rocco was 3, Keanu was 1. I was 178 pounds on my 5'3" body. It was horrifying.
Oh, yeah, here it is. There she is. Oh, how cute.
I was very thick.
Later, she's a house. That's not you. Right.
Okay.
I was a house.
Chrissy, thank you for the $5. The beans stretched you out more and was deeper inside you than Frank. Well, okay, I shouldn't have looked up for so long.
Untoward.
Yeah, that was very
First of all,
untoward.
a penis does not go inside your uterus. You're unaware of biology, sire.
Yes, excuse me, sire. What do you know, Mike Moe? You're a clown. Get out. Get out and stay out.
You're a clown and you're a man clown. Okay.
Yeah. Also, point of pride, I didn't shit the bed. I also didn't really tear that much because I saw like the doctor like with a big old like cartoonish, literally like arm's length long sewing needle and thread. I go, oh, she's sewing up my snatch right now. But she's like, oh yeah, not too bad. Just like a stitch or two.
Holy shit.
And then Frank leaned over and handed her a $50 bill and said, how about let's make it 3?
He did not really.
You're messing around to tip people. No.
That's a joke, right?
Yeah, that's a joke.
No, yeah. Frank greased her palm with
did they cut you? The episiotomy? Did they cut you?
No, they didn't cut me.
Oh, good. So that's
God.
Good.
She needed just 2 stitches, and that's it. And then Frank was like, "Let's make it 4." Yeah.
And like, I know I've been saying I don't want to look at it. I guess what? I looked at it today, and it doesn't look that bad.
Completely fine, right?
No, I don't think that's the other thing. This may be untoward, but how is your vagine feeling?
Well, when I laugh, it's like or sneeze, you're like, oh God, something came out.
Something is amiss. Yeah.
I bought a lot of these, like basically you can buy this like postpartum box of goodies, and it's like ice packs and different like creams, and they teach you how to make like, you know, and when you're in the hospital, the nurses teach you how to go, all right, you have this pad, and then you have this squirt the foam on it, and then you have these basically like salami slices of these witch hazel things that you put on, like all these things that are gonna cool you and soothe you. But it looks like she's making a Subway sandwich. I'm like, look at you, you're a sandwich artist. And then they just put it in your underwear.
And then
Okay.
they teach you how to make placenta parmesan.
The
Yes.
first time you go to the bathroom after birth, it has to be supervised because they have to
Make
walk.
sure nothing's coming out. That
Make sure you can actually get up and walk, and they kind of like, and then you pee into basically like a plastic hat because they're measuring like, I guess, how much blood is coming out. And
they want to make sure everything's out that needs to be out.
I think they just want to make sure you're able to go. And
I swear to God, Chrissy, I've never in my life heard anybody talk so candidly about birth. You really,
the best part,
yeah.
they have these little, like, they call them peri bottles, but it's just basically like a squirt gun for your snatch, because like wiping hurts too much, so you have to squirt water on yourself just to like,
So like when you're getting your when you get a tooth pulled and they suck some out
Right.
and then there's water on it. Yeah. It's all about zhuzhing.
A little bidet in a bottle. But like I had no idea. I still can't see what's going on down there. So the nurse had to do it for me. Like she squirted me. Like I just started laughing because it tickled so much. And I was like, I'm just laughing. I was like, I can't believe this is your job.
I know, because like, how did you get into this field, madam?
I was like, this is your job. Wow.
You're going to be a doctor. What kind of doctor? Well,
I'm gonna squirt water onto snatches.
Yes, we're gonna give you a pressure washer. And after women give birth in their most,
but
in their most vulnerable state, you will pressure wash their vagines with the get the
I
dirt
did,
out.
Erica. I did laugh at her. I did. I laughed right at her because I'm like, this is your job.
Is your job. Yes, and why?
God. God, by the time you leave the hospital, literally everyone will see your tits. Will see, you know what I mean? Like the guy who's there mopping up is going to see your tits. Like it's just everyone will see everything, and you just have to get with that sooner than later.
Did you end up getting a wax before or something? I remember you were wondering.
No, I've been able to shave my legs the whole time. I have always been proud to be able to like whip a leg up into the wall of the shower and like shave, but. I'd be like hacking away down there, not seeing what I'm doing, like just fucking back there.
Good enough. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah,
I'm sure it looked like the hair was in Morse code or something. Like I'm sure it was just like Braille, like a message. Message for the doctor. It's like I just wrote thanks in pubes for them.
Those hospital people, they've seen so much they could give two shits if you have hair or you don't.
Yeah. Exactly. Libby says, Chrissy, please write a blog for us. So also stay informed for us soon to be mommies. Congratulations. We love you. I think we read that one. I apologize. We'll read the rest. And then Chrissy, is the bean sleeping?
The bean is I know I'm like texting with Frank because I have to know if like he's wide awake, of course, but as soon as I take over for the nighttime, I'm sure he'll be
no,
he's so cute. He's like all snuggled up.
I love him so much. Mike Mo, Chrissy, the bean stretched you out more than deep inside of you. Okay, we read that one. All right, sorry. I put up the idiot one again. Great. Jeremy, I'm in tears laughing about the 4 a.m. hospital story. Jeremy,
BRB.
Too cute. We'll get through a few of these before Chrysanthemum comes back. Isn't that fun, Mom? She's got the cutest little baby. You saw him, right?
Yeah, I saw him. Yes, in the picture. I didn't see him like moving around or squishy or anything.
Oh my God, she sent me a picture of him and Frank was holding him, and he looked like a little sloth on Frank's arm. Too cute.
He's really beautiful. He's really beautiful.
Kid. Ultra, thank you for the $5. Congrats on giving birth. As for treat it like a haircut. As for circumcision, I suppose, treat it like a haircut. Cut a half from the top, add gel, style, and then and add a can of tan spray and axe. That's untoward. That's not how you should treat a circumcision, I don't think. Leo Fisher. People come in M's Meyer.
Ms. Meyer.
Ms. People come in. Ms. Meyer. We have the thank you, Mickey. We have the nice coat. We really long arms for you. Maybe Mickey, you read that. I can't
Leo
decipher
Fisher,
it.
$10. People come in, Ms. Mayor. We have this nice coat with really long arms for you. Laugh out loud.
Might have been a circumcision thing. But thank you for the yellow boy.
Yeah, that was nice.
Too sweet. Thank you, Leo. Well, oh God, where am I? Oh my gosh, everybody's just everyone's so elated for the new baby. Simon, oh, let's rate this as well. There's a chance they threw your placenta into a bin full of other placentas and randomly picked one to give back to you. Why?
So there is that.
Is there?
Yeah.
I guess.
Because did you ask right away or did you ask afterward?
Let's not.
Simon Ho, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's true. I mean, I get.
That.
Well, if it didn't, I doubt that, but that's true. I guess.
Why doubt it? I mean, how long after did she ask? Just because
I
she
think
would
she
want to be aware.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
It just depends on how many women were having babies that night at the hospital. And then you would have to contact all of them to make sure the placenta that is yours, they don't have.
You can do you swab your own placenta and test
or
it?
Maybe you have to take all of the placentas because I'm sure not one other mother in that time frame asked for it.
That's true. But don't you have your own biohazard bin?
Are you kidding me?
Thank goodness she took a break. Let's not
Are you
put
kidding
that
me?
in her brain.
They put abortions in together. Sorry, they just do.
Can you imagine you have an abortion and then you're like, can I have that back, please? Though, God, that's untoward. Let's not. I'm glad
sorry.
you missed that one.
Sorry.
No, I said it, not you.
That was truly a true thing that might be. I don't know.
Interesting. They wouldn't even let me keep my staples from my head, Mom. But yeah. I'm like, can I keep them? They're like, no, get out. Don't get hit by a car again.
Ask the woman with the hair in her windshield if you could have your hair back.
No, well, guys, ask the mechanic later. No, God.
When they got the gravel out of the back of your head, did you want that gravel too to make a little sculpture?
I wish I had asked. I did wish I had asked. Copied Kitty, thank you for the $10. Congratulations, Chrissy. You obviously did a fantastic job. She did. I don't know if I have the. I don't think I have the yellow boy thing, but that's all right. But thank you. Listen, this is not your normal SimpCast. This is a new birth SimpCast, and but Chrissy and the Bean and Frank can't thank you enough. Let's see. Oh, an orange boy. Does the placenta look like it'll murder you or run away from you? I can't imagine what it looks like.
Why don't we look up placentas and see what
Good
they
idea. I don't know. Maybe we're not supposed to show it. I'm not sure.
We can show. Oh, we can't show a random placenta. You don't think? Okay, so everybody out there, look at your phone what a placenta looks like and see what you think.
Exactly. Everyone here right now, look up, Google it. All right, I'll do it. You Google it on your phone, and then we'll have our honest reaction. Okay. And then we'll. What does a placenta look like? To look like. Okay, it came right up. Images. But I don't like that. I do not like that.
Mine, I don't even see a real placenta here. Just a drawing.
I'm gonna text this to you. Okay.
Okay, text it to me.
I'm gonna text you this photo, and I don't. Wow, that's not. Wow.
Hmm.
Here, Michaeline. So have your honest reaction. I love that she took it with her because, you know what? I agree.
Oh boy.
Maybe I wouldn't. I just texted it to you. Don't show it or anything.
No, I won't.
But maybe I wouldn't want someone to have that.
That makes me want to take deep breaths.
Does it?
Like it's like hyperventilate or something. Ooh.
Yeah, that's got a friggin' cord on it. Oh my god. Yeah, if any of you wowzers, if any of you thought I was having a child, I knew it, no doubt. I had no doubt that I would not have one, but now I really won't. That comes out of you.
Oh, I mean, look it up really close.
I just did, and I am gobsmacked. Yeah, but yes, I get it, because why would you want somebody else to have that? I did not like that at all. And that was just the first photo I found. I don't know if that's actually.
I have a better one. Maybe there's a prettier one.
What? I don't think it's supposed to be pretty.
That looked like
Find a better
really
one.
Foul one. Okay.
That was foul.
Chrissy's going, what the fuck are these two doing?
What are these idiots doing with
these two?
I don't like it.
Okay, send it to me.
Oh my god.
Send it to me.
Oh my god. Oh my god, they keep getting worse. This is horrible.
Send it to me.
Okay, wait. First of all, Jesus fuck. I'm gonna just have a.
I mean, the first one looked more presentable.
Well, none of them look presentable. Oh god. Okay. Don't Google placenta, everyone.
I won't. Just send it to me.
Here, no, holy moly. This, I don't know if this is like a reenactment of a placenta, because there is a baby attached to it. But it looks like it basically looks like it looks like a smoker's lung. It looks like one of my lungs. Oh boy. Kiki, stop traumatizing yourself. Yes, I am. I'm not I don't. Yeah. Wow. That's not. I am traumatized by this.
Because literally people who deliver their babies vaginally have to deliver the placenta. Did Chrissy realize she delivered that?
I don't think she realized it, but I think she's right, because if that shit came out,
you have to deliver the placenta. It's a whole thing right after the baby. Then maybe it might be 2 minutes. It might be a half hour. You still have to deliver the placenta.
She didn't mention that part, but I think you got to get that thing out of you, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Didn't mention it, but I do love that.
Those are like, yeah.
Did you see what? Excuse me. I'm
that baby looked pretty big for that placenta, though. Was it just a?
Did you just look at it and go, huh?
Was it a photoshopped placenta and baby, or?
I don't know, but I'm gonna send you one more, and you have to look at it
so we can judge.
Yeah.
Is Chrissy gonna be upset?
We're not showing her placenta. We didn't show any placenta. Also, no, I have to hand it to Chrissy to in that moment to think, like, I don't want somebody else having my placenta.
Yeah, I get it.
You took it home with her.
I know, I get it. And really, those midwife people, and when you have your baby in a pool in your house somewhere, they want to eat the placenta. So
I know. I can't.
it's supposed to have like really great protein.
Oh my God. That's why people fucking freeze dry it, but it gives you no benefits. It is. It's like eating your own maxi pad. Like, oh my God.
Well, it's like a liver, sort of.
That's what I always wondered too. The thing that freaks me out most about birth, it's not like the pushing or whatever. It's like where does this cord come from, and does it get sucked back up into you
It's
like an
hooked,
alien?
it's hooked onto your belly button. The cord is your belly button.
I don't like it.
That's where all the nourishment comes from.
And then the cord,
Where's
like
it on your belly button? No, wait. Let me think. It's on
no,
the baby's
it's on
belly.
the father's belly button.
No, it's on the baby's belly button, and it's hooked to you. Let's look and see.
Here, I'm sending you one more, and I'm sending you one more here, and give me your honest reaction, because this is wild.
Here we go.
The cord always disturbed me. Does it get sucked back up into you like an alien?
No,
Is it something
no. So they have to cut the cord, and then you have to deliver the placenta. So this makes me think this baby who is hooked to this cord and this placenta is all out of the mother's body already. So is he okay?
Look at the one I just sent you. It's like your guts coming out. It's bizarre. This is how boys like feel like about periods. It's like a murder or something.
You know what? Fuck the boys. They have
Fuck
no
the boy run
idea
media.
what women
Yeah.
go through. Okay, sorry, they just don't.
I don't know. Birth is a wild, wild thing.
The boys don't go through anything compared to this.
No, we just, you know what? Now I'm.
And they don't even want to go down on you. It's really awful.
Circumcise them all. Cut their dicks off. I don't care how much they scream.
I mean, they don't mind going down on you, but very limited amount of time.
He likes going down on me
Like,
too much.
fuck.
I'm like,
What? What?
Visconti, like early and often, just he's like, that's
Loves it.
mine. Yeah,
Loves
let's
it.
just love
Well,
that.
that's good. That's good.
I'm like, it's fine.
I literally just saw this comedian. I've seen him several times, but I didn't see his whole hour. It's you probably know him, and it's really funny. And there's a whole part of it about that. His name is Des Bishop. Do you know him?
I am not familiar, but
He's an Irish American 47-year-old, 48-year-old
that loves eating pussy, I guess.
No, you just need to watch the whole goddamn hour. I don't know. I saw bits and pieces literally, recently, whatever, and then it came up and the whole hour was there. You need to watch him. And he spoke about that.
I shall.
That's what was in my brain. So
I shall.
Very fucking funny. It was at the
Go ahead.
Comedy Cellar. So he was funny, he was wild, he was dirty, he was silly, he was just have to watch it.
Funny, wild, and dirty. I love that.
Yeah. And not politically incorrect, but sort of.
I love that.
Could have been. He was great, really. Irish guys are always hilarious, okay?
Oh, it's a look of the Irish. Hit the like button, everyone.
Yeah.
And
he's pretty cool. I think you need to watch him. So just for fun. I watched him today, and then I had to teach at 1:30 and it was 1 o'clock. I'm like, I gotta go take a bath and get ready to go. I couldn't stop. I had things to do, but he was just so hilarious.
Well, I shall look him up.
Yeah.
Read this super chat, Michaeline.
Okay. Zatoy Cheese Pain Sword. An orange boy for $20. Thank you. Does the placenta look like it'll murder you or run away from you?
It looks like something that should never come out of your body. It looks like that, but
It looks like shit. I've been carrying that around with me.
Yeah, I don't. It looks like an alien. It looks like something that you shouldn't see.
You cannot even fathom. Your brain takes over in another way when you have a baby inside of you.
Yeah.
You can't even fathom that. It's just the strangest thing.
I swear. I think yeah. Yeah, I
And I
can't
told
even
you at
imagine.
first, and when you first feel the baby, it's like this.
Like a fluttering. Yeah.
You go, oh my God, I think that was the baby. And then as time progresses and your belly gets like this, and he's moving around in there and your body,
writhing around.
well, yeah, and your whole stomach is moving and you're out to something takes over in your brain that can make you handle this person inside of your person.
I just don't like that we like
It's awful.
multiply. It's weird. And
No,
I
it's
also
awful.
don't,
It's weird. It's miraculous and awful.
I shouldn't say I don't like it, or else there would be no humans. It's beautiful, and look how beautiful that baby is, right?
Of course,
it's just the weirdest thing.
But
yeah.
it's labor. It is work to do that.
Visconti? Yeah. Will you get baby Kiki? What do you want? Flying baby Kiki. Just in case I need her. Flying baby Kiki.
I'm not saying. I mean, we're
Flying
breaking
baby
down in a really
Kiki.
gross way. Sorry.
Whee!
Oh,
thank you.
Baby Kiki. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Thank you.
So we're breaking it down in a really gross way, but it's just a really weird thing. I didn't mind being pregnant. I kind of liked it. I did.
You liked hot dogs, right? When you were eating, right?
With Rocco, I liked hot dogs. Yes.
What did you eat when you were pregnant with me? Pina coladas.
No, I didn't damage your brain with pina coladas or anything. That was Rocco.
I beg to
we were
differ.
in Ixtapa, and I was so pregnant, and I had a couple pina coladas. So fucking what? Then we went to one of the kids' weddings, one of Auntie Connie's kids' weddings. I don't know which one it was. And I was out to here, and Dad and I were dancing, and Auntie Connie said, please, I don't want you to have this baby on this dance floor.
Yeah, I remember that.
You don't remember it, but that was
acknowledge baby Kiki.
I love baby Kiki.
I remember you drinking pina coladas the whole time I was pregnant. I was in your belly, and I loved the placenta. It was great. And then you were dancing all untowardly. Wasn't I an ugly baby? Nobody on my show likes flying baby Kiki either. Listen, especially not Michaeline.
That flying baby, that's not your best. But it's funny.
Yeah, you drank all the pina coladas.
You literally were eating sand there, okay?
Yeah, well, I only knew pina coladas, and they're the same color.
I didn't do that. Just one or two here or there.
And then you wonder why they said I looked like David Letterman. That's a flying baby Kiki.
I like the baby Kiki on the sand crying by herself.
Oh, that's a fun one.
You know what? You need to pull that fucker up.
I can't because I'm actually like nude in it.
It's so cute.
I just love
You're
it. No one's around.
You can be nude in it. You're a baby. You can put
that
that
on YouTube. That's even worse.
You're on the sand for fuck's sake.
I wasn't like a little baby. I was like, it could seem untoward. Yes, crying on the sand. Nude.
Okay, I
yes.
guess in this day and age, we're very, very tender about these things.
Yeah, save it. We'll save it for Rumble. Let's read more super chats, and then we'll, see if Chrysanthemum comes back and graces us with her presence. But I hope she doesn't, because if she's feeding the baby, I don't want to bug her. But this has been so much fun. Not that I hope that she doesn't. I hope that she does. I'm sure she will. But I just hope everything's okay with the bubs. I'm sure they're just feeding him and hanging out with him. Okay, let's read
she's
more.
probably exhausted. She probably just laid down and went to sleep.
Yeah,
okay.
No, I hope that would be my dream. I hope she does. But we're going to just read the rest of these. And thank you everyone for tuning in. I know this wasn't the SimpCast you're used to, right? But it's the SimpCast And Chrissy gave you content for hours and hours directly, basically after giving birth. I'm sorry you had to look at Bisconti for a little bit. But where did I leave off here? Everybody wants it. Let's see. What was the last one we read?
Stop, Kit. What are you doing? Stop.
Let's see.
Grabbing me. Stop. Your nails caught my pants. Stop.
No, I'm just making sure you're okay. Making sure you're good. Okay. Oh yes, she is feeding the bean. I was just nervous. Something. I feel like I'm like.
Well, don't worry. She knows what she's doing. Don't
No,
worry.
she just texted me. She's feeding the baby. So we're gonna read the rest of these. We're gonna sit here and kvetch for a minute more, and then, that has been SimpCast, ladies and gentlemen. But before then, we'll read the rest of these because she has many. No, I get nervous. I'm like, is there something wrong with the bean? Like, did something happen? Okay, good. And also, you gotta hand it to Chrissy. For Christ's sake, I mean,
she's already
to even be streaming again. What was it? 4 days ago, that placenta just came out of her, and that baby as well. Wild. So you got to hand it to her, people. Let's see. I missed our place in our super chats. Maternal instincts will kick in. We read that one. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, 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 bing. We'll go from the bottom up. How about this? Michaeline, read it.
Laura Newhouse, $10. Thank you for the yellow boy. That was yellow boy.
It's a yellow boy. It's a golden shower boy.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
It was all
your
yellow.
birth. Thank you for sharing your birth story, Chrissy. Congratulations. Get some cooling gel pads for those nips if you haven't already, and treat yourself to a nice alcoholic beverage. You deserve it. I agree.
Exactly. I know.
Thanks, Laura, for that good advice.
Thank you, Laura. I, for one, cannot wait to drink with Chrysanthemum again. And now we know that she doesn't have to pump and dump. She deserves a good beverage. Kitty, some people eat the placenta. I know, Kitty. Wow. Wild. That's wild.
And you know what? Supposed to be very nourishing.
Nourishing, yes. And everyone suck on a tampon if you're feeling the same. Kitty. Get the membership. I love Kitty. Thank you, Kitty.
That's so nice. That's so nice.
Simon Ho, other new mother says, this placenta tastes funny.
You think?
This placenta tastes funny.
It really has a funny taste to it. It has an undertaste.
This placenta has an aftertaste.
Has an undertaste. Rosemary's Baby.
I know. Fucking God.
Undertaste.
It has an undertaste. Oh no, yes, mini. Yeah. God. You don't like mini? Oh,
And you know what? It's so funny because my mom adopted that word undertaste after, I don't know. I don't even think she ever saw Rosemary's Baby.
That's because, yeah, undertaste.
Undertaste.
Minnie and Roman, they gave her the pudding.
They did.
Then
undertaste.
And the man went blind. Everyone on SimpCast is like, oh, what the fuck are these two broads talking about? Rosemary's Baby is what we're talking about.
We are.
It has an undertaste.
Rosemary's Baby.
That's right.
And I did start watching, and we don't have to go off on a tangent, but things to do in Denver when you're dead. So
perfection. Oh, hit the like button. Chrissy, Billy Hunter, 77, $2. Chrissy, something is the new installation of CERN. I do not know what that means, but
we don't know what that means.
She whispered it to her. But
like I do.
And the bean, thank you for the $2. That's very nice. Yes. Dun, dun. La, 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 la. Oh, and
Oh,
then we got the last
yeah.
one. All right, perfect. We already read this this orange boy to murder you or yes. So I think we are done, Michaeline. Yes, we are. Listen, everyone. Chrissie is feeding the bean. This has been absolutely marvelous.
Really fun. Thank you for inviting me. It was really fun.
I know. Chrissie suggested it, and you're the only, mom I know. So, yeah,
I'm your
we have to have
mom.
fun. That's right. What was the peak and the pit of my day? This was definitely the peak. The other peak, the bean says hello. I know. As much as I say I don't know children or like children or whatever, what have you, I cannot wait to meet that baby. I literally cannot wait. I feel like
You already know him.
I feel like I know him.
You
I feel like he
you
knows
know
all of her
him.
jokes.
He's been listening to you. He's been listening to all of you since he's been touring with you. He's right there with you. He knows you. He knows your voice. He knows Chrissie's voice. He knew all everybody's voices that were around her.
It makes me want to cry thinking about it, actually. When Chrissie, God, I guessed she was pregnant. I think we were on, she was very newly pregnant. And she just looked at me. I said, what? Are you, I cried my eyes out because I'm like, I could just tell it about her. And I know she's already just the best mother, right? Because
she takes care of things. That's
yes,
what she does. Yeah.
She really pays attention. So I'm I'm elated to be the Auntie Kiki of the little bean, and look forward to bean streams. That's something that'll be fun. They could just prop him up.
That's fun. I like it. Bean streams.
Maybe, yes, exactly. So I'm very excited for them. And I cannot wait to meet him. And I know this wasn't the normal SimpCast, but you got to hand it to Chrissie for it. She talked with us for hours and hours. So, Michaeline, peak in the pit of my day. The peak of my day was hearing that little baby cry, say something like "nah" on the microphone. Pit of my day. I didn't have a pit of my day. Maybe being in a taxi cab with a that wasn't the cleanest taxi cab I've ever seen.
Oh,
peak of the pit of your day.
I didn't have a pit. I had a peak in my day. I taught a really good class today for somebody else, but it's my time frame. We just share the class now, and it was fun and it was hard, and I was pretty exhausted when I came home, and then I was just having a nice low-key afternoon, evening, and then another peak of my day is coming on here, which was really fun. So I like it.
Too much fun. And I love you and
really
breed.
fun.
So
Thank you.
Yes. Everyone, yes, it was fun. And are you wearing my favorite pants that you own? You are, aren't you?
Am I? I don't know these tie-dye ones.
Love those ones.
These are, I took a bath before a class. I watched the comedian all the way till 1 o'clock. I took a bath as fast as I could, threw on my exercise clothes, went over and taught that class, came home. And then I just, hi there.
Michaeline did great on her first SimpCast.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Drehander. I'm just going to call you D. Thank you, D.
Thank you,
anyway,
D.
So, yeah, and then I just threw these comfortable clothes on, and I was just hanging out, doing my stuff, and laundry, changing the bed, just all kinds of things.
Good. Well,
but it was a total peak to my day to come on here. It was really fun.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, if you like Michaeline and I at all, subscribe to Keanu Cast, please do. And if you're not subscribed to this, which you're watching right now, it's just rude. You cannot possibly be watching without subscribing, and hit the like button And tune into the next SimpCast. If Chrissy just gave it a SimpCast, I doubt there will be one SimpCast that you will miss. At least not in she'll at least be there for a little bit, but she seems to be, raring to go, which is fantastic. She's the hardest worker, we all know. We all love her. And Bisconti, come here quickly. What was if you want to see me and Gino Bisconti this weekend, is it in Hershey, Pennsylvania?
Yes. Laughing Stock Comedy Club.
Laughing Stock Comedy Club this Saturday, Hershey, Pennsylvania, correct? PA, yes. You can look up me and my betrothed there. Michaeline, you can find her on the next Keanu Cast. We're live Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Subscribe, hit the button, everyone here right now. And
I want to say congrats to Chrissy, and I can't wait to meet her sweet little baby too. I saw pictures of him. He's lovely and wonderful, and it's such a special time for them, and I'm really happy for them. And I want to thank Fealty for getting me on here.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
Fealty.
you.
Because I could not figure out Fealty always coming in the clutch. I could not figure out how to send her the link
every single time. Thank you.
This went so easily and so much fun because I love when I never get to anything that I had to talk about, but Chrissy is the consummate professional, comes on, feeds the baby in between streaming. So gosh, you have so much more fun to look forward to with SimpCast and everything. Subscribe, everyone, if you're not. Hit the like button if you haven't. This has been SimpCast, and I'm glad you heard us. I'm glad you saw us. I'm glad you felt us. You guys are the eel's hips, the cat's pajamas, and the bee's knees. Congratulations, Chrissy and Frank and the Bean, for making your debut into the world. I don't know how to end it, but if I leave the studio, I think it will end. What do you think, Michaeline? You do the same.
See. Good night.
Love you. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Really fun. Really fun.
Let's see. Maybe there's a video I can play to make it go away. Let's see. Unless she's texting me. No, she's not. All right. So we'll leave the studio. If it stays live, then
we'll come back.
Stay live. Bye, everyone.